What's up? 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 What is up? How are y'all doing today? Oh my God. Y'all, today is a good day. I know I told you guys that I was not gonna do a live on Friday. I was talking about, man, I'm gonna have to push it to Sunday. Let me tell you something. When news like this drops today, I mean, it was hard enough because yesterday we had some fantastic news, but today it was just too much. It was too much. I was at work and I was like, man, what is going on? What is it was too much. I had to make an exception. I had to come and talk to the people. We have to talk about this today. I couldn't wait a week for this. Woo. Y'all, we got to talk. We have got to talk because some things are happening. It's finally happening. Lots of things are happening, and I got some things I got to talk about as well. So we're going to do this today. This is not going to be obviously the full live because the week has been kind of dry with news, except for what we're going to talk about today. But we are going to go through everything that has transpired in probably the last 48 hours, maybe 72, I don't know, 2-3 days. But listen, it's enough. It's enough to warrant a show today. And at the very end, I was going to make this a separate video, and I still will make it a separate video for the replay gang, and shout out to the replay gang. But it's a video that I've been talking about, that I have been kind of thinking over and trying to figure out what I want to do with. But I figured today would be a good day to do it just because of the news that has come out recently. So we're going to get into all of that. But first, let's see who's in the building today on this impromptu live that did nobody see coming, including yours truly. Let's see. My man Tane is in the building. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. Thank you for making it out, man. Intergalactic Space Captain. Hold on. I know you ain't calling nobody names, right? Okay. There we go. I'm just messing with you. That's my little homie right there, Aubrey. Yes, she is here. Thank you so much for making it out. We got a vet and mod squad in the building with SJ Evans. Thank you so much for making it out, man. Appreciate you. Jay Mart is here as well. Thank you for making it out. My man Didier's here. What's going on? Avengers assemble indeed. Paul is here. What's going on? Good to see you. I am Doom. What is up? What is up? Kenny Pierce, how you doing? How you doing? We got another top vet in the building with Derek Gaines here. Thank you so much for making it out, brother. Silver Wishes is here. What's going on? Let's see. Mad Villainies here. What's up? What's up? Wait. We got Rim 17 in the building. Y'all already know that's the mod squad. It's the top vet in the building. Y'all make sure y'all get them likes up to support the channel, especially if you like what you see. If you like what you see and what you hear, go ahead and get them likes up. Thank you, Rims, for holding it down with the rest of the mod squad. No Limit Soldiers in the building. What's going on? How you doing? ER's grandpa. Hello. It's been a while. Good to see you again. Thank you for making it out. Ms. Leela, hello. How are you? Good to see you. Nelson V, my man, there you go. Good to see you too. Victor's here. Hello. Gilberto, what's going on? Happy to have you back. Let's see. Joy's in the building. How you doing? Shauna's here as well. Love to see the back-to-back vets in the building. Goldilocks is here too. Thank you so much for making it out. Wolverine is here. My man Bo be on it with the names. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. We got another vet in the building with D Steels. What's going on, my man? How you doing? Rhonda's back. Good to see you. I know listen, it's not Friday. We were supposed to meet up on Thursday, but the news don't wait for nobody, and I could not sleep. I was not going to be able to sleep if I ain't come talk to you about this stuff now. So I there was enough to put a show together. Maybe there's gonna be some more stuff dropping in the next 2 days. I don't know, but I think this news enough can carry us over for the rest of the week. But thank you so much. Let's see. Johnny Washington, my man, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Kristen Pratt is in the building. That's another mod squad and top vet in the building. How you doing? Let's see. It's Carvan. How you doing, sir? How you doing? Let's see. My man Joey's back. Always a pleasure. Thank you for making it out. Let's see. My man Eric Shaw is here. What's going on? T Martin, I see you as well. Kristen, how you doing? Naries, what's up? My man Minister Crush is back. Always a pleasure. The homie Alib is back. Yep, surprise indeed. Thank you for holding it down with the Mod Squad as well. Tyra K is here too. Soto, I see you. Carmen, hello. Last of my kin, what's up? Who else? I saw Annaby, Sean Ali, Matthew Collins, Corey, Lionel, Travis, let's see, Iyanji, Treble Clef, my man Gray, Gary Jones, Roger Street. Shout out to everybody that has made it out. Hold on, I can't forget my man Coop the Bully. What's going on? I can't forget everybody now, but shout out to everybody that has made it out tonight for this very, very special impromptu live. As you probably know, y'all, there's been some crazy news that has dropped. But of course, we have to save that for later because we got to get to some other news. Don't worry, it's not a lot. We just got one little piece of news that happened first. And you know, I like to start with the slow stuff, the sadder stuff, and then we move on to the other stuff. But we got to talk about this as well. Y'all, we got a legend in James Earl Jones, iconic actor. I mean, you know him from like everything and anything that he has touched, but I would say that probably one of the most iconic things that he is known for is his powerful voice. Know him as Mufasa, but more notably, you probably know him as Darth Vader. But unfortunately, that all good things come to an end, and James Earl Jones is officially retiring from voicing Darth Vader. And you know, I mean, 91 years old, right? Still 91 years young, still out here doing his thing. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he did go ahead and sign over the rights. Let me see. He recounts that the actor had mentioned he was looking into winding down this particular career. That posed a pertinent question. So how do we move forward? Nonetheless, given the access to the AI technology he presented Jones with, Reach Speecher's work, and per the report, the actor signed off on using his archival voice recordings to keep Vader alive, vital, even by artificial means. So it is definitely sad to hear that, you know, I mean, I don't even know if it's sad. Like, I mean, geez, if you make it to 91 and you still kicking, you still moving and doing your thing, that itself is an achievement, okay? But the fact that this man has also gone ahead and signed away the rights to all of his previous voice work. So in other words, this allows Lucasfilm to basically use computer technology to take his voice, put it together, and we can keep getting the iconic version of Vader for who knows however long that's going to take. So I think that is phenomenal. If anything, I commend and appreciate the gift that he's given us, because he didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have to sign away the rights. He could have just been like, nope, Vader's mine. Can't nobody else be Vader but me. Can't nobody else voice. But no, he's not selfish. He's actually giving us a gift for however long, maybe for our grandkids to still enjoy. We could be like, listen, did you know Vader's voice is over 100 years old? You know, like, we could say stuff like that thanks to James Earl Jones. So shout out to him for that. I hope he's getting paid for that now. I know he signed over the rights. I hope he's getting that money. And I'm talking about like generational money. Pass that down to the youngins too, you know. But anyway, but shout out to this icon, this legend, this living legend, for this wonderful, wonderful gift. So I just thought that was like really, really nice of him, really cool, super, super generous for him to do that. And I'm definitely loving it. So you let me know, how do you feel about James Earl Jones signing over the rights and retiring as Darth Vader. Are you okay with it? Do you think maybe somebody else should have picked up the baton and done it? Or are you cool with the fact that an AI is going to be taking over? And, you know, when we hear him, it'll be him, but kind of like manufactured a little bit, you know. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let's get I got a comment here from my man Marcus J. What's going on? But I'm here though. All right. Hey, I'm glad to see you here. Was there another one before this? Let me double check. But yes, brother, I am glad that you are here. Thank you so much. You always come through with you know, supporting the channel, so that is definitely appreciated. Okay, I didn't miss nothing. But yes, thank you. I know you be working hard and sometimes you miss it, but you are here and that is all that matters. Oh. Oh, Marsharies, that is hilarious. Yes, apparently I am a misogynist enabler or something, I guess. I don't know. According to the internets, according to the Twitter streets, I just hate black women. What else do I hate? I think I allegedly hate black queer people too. Yeah, like I just, man, I'm just the worst. Never mind the fact that, you know, I like condemn all of that stuff and have said it and made videos and have multiple tweets and say it to people's faces. Never mind that. Never mind the fact that I've been on podcasts and interviews and it's in print in the world to see. But I hate black people. And I hate black women. And I hate queer people. Ah! I don't know. Did that work? I don't know. But anyway, I do want to give a quick shout out to the homie Jason on Twitter and to a lot of y'all for having my back, you know. And what I mean by that is sometimes you know, I'm not really like, I post on Twitter, but I'm not like part of Twitter like that, you know. So like Twitter is a super toxic place. Even the people that feel like they're trying to be morally virtuous, they can also be equally toxic at times. And for me, I'm not used to people trying to attack my character, you know. And one of the things that I like to do is, you know, even if I don't argue with you, what I like to do is I like to try and at least respond and leave a receipt. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody says, E-Man, you said, all right, okay, here's my receipt. Maybe I go on, but at least I say something. But what I appreciate is the fact that, one, some of y'all actually have my back and be like, yo, E, it ain't even worth the time. Come on back. Come on back. You wasting the tweet space. Come on back. And that's cool, because what y'all don't realize is that, like, sometimes you could be preventing anxiety for others when you bring them back. So I do appreciate that y'all be having my back like that. And you know, now let's be clear. I do not condone. I don't even care if you fighting for your brother, sister, whoever. I don't condone calling people out their names and, you know, insulting and doing nothing, because all that does is feed into the narrative people want to create about you. But I do say thank you for all of y'all that did defend me and my character, because again, y'all see me, y'all see what I post, y'all, we spend the time online all this time versus somebody that read one tweet and they think they know everything, right? So thank y'all for having my back out there in the social media world. I do appreciate it. I did want to take that time because y'all deserve a lot of credit too, man. Like, for real, y'all don't understand just how much you guys impact me, as much as you might think I impact you. I don't know, but y'all definitely make a big difference in my life. So I do want to take that time to say thank you for all of you. But anyway, let's move on. We got Marcus J back at it. That's my Mufasa. Yes, he is definitely everybody's Mufasa, I think. But thank you for that, Marcus. I appreciate you. Tay, thank you so much. That is such a wonderful super sticker. Thank you for that. I really appreciate you. Let's see, what else do we have? My man Didier is back. Let's go. The irony of Vader's voice will be AI now isn't missed by me, though I wish I got the chance to try the voice. You know what? I actually thought that made so much sense as well. Like, I was like, My man is part robot. It does make sense that his voice sounds more analytical or whatever, robotic. So yes, I think that is actually, it's definitely not missed on me as well. And hey, maybe there'll be another chance for you to try out for something bigger and better. You never know. But if it happens, I told you first. Remember, we was here first. Just remember that. Bring your boy on set one day. That's all I'm saying. All right. No. Thank you, Didier. I appreciate you. Let's see. Did I have something else? I thought I saw. Okay, let's move on to the big news. I mean, let's just get to this. Like, let's get to it. Listen, I don't know about y'all, but the internet done broke today. And a lot of that was because Ryan Reynolds decided to make a little video announcement, and he had a Deadpool 3 update. Not only do we know when Deadpool is coming out, but now we also know who the guest cameo or co-star or whoever is also going to be in it. And you probably figured it out by the title anyway. But what we are going to do, we're not going to read the news. We're going to do this in the style. We got to do this the right way. So let's get set. All right. So Ryan Reynolds decided to go ahead and actually make this a video, which again just came out of nowhere. Nobody was checking for this. Nobody knew this was going to be a thing. And he just dropped this. And let me talk to y'all about the marketing in just a second. But let's take a look at what Ryan Reynolds said, how he said it, what he said, and react to this.
Hey everyone, we're extremely sad to have missed D23, but we've been working very hard on the next Deadpool film for a good long while now.
I've had to really search my soul on this one.
His first appearance in the MCU obviously needs to feel special. We need to stay true to the character, find new depth, new motivation, new meaning.
Every Deadpool needs to stand out and stand apart. It's been an incredible challenge that has forced me to reach down deep inside.
And I have nothing. Yeah, it's just completely empty up here and terrifying. But we did have one idea. Hey, Hugh, you want to play Wolverine one more time?
Yeah, sure, Ryan.
All right, we're going to cut that because I don't want to get copyrighted. Yo! I don't think y'all hear me, though. Hold on. Come on. September 6th, 2024. Are you kidding me? Come on! I love this for so many reasons. First, let me just say, Marvel, this is how you were supposed to market. What were we just talking about the other day? What was I just talking about when it came to She-Hulk and showing off, Daredevil and all of that? What was I saying that Marvel needs to just learn how to do with their marketing? Just drop it. That's all you need to do. All Ryan Reynolds did, we didn't have no pre-announcement. We didn't have, and I love this, and I'm saying this as a content creator. We didn't have not one internet scooper. We didn't have one, behind the scenes person dropping nothing. Everybody was surprised. Everybody was just like, what? And I love it. This is how everything should go. Everything. All of their announcements. How are y'all not getting this? They could have dropped this at 2:00 in the morning and it still would have broken the whole internet. Oh my gosh. When I talk about marketing, I talk about it because I'm trying to tell y'all this affects how we interact with films. It affects. I know some people say, "Oh, I don't care about spoilers." I call BS, because if you don't know something and you get surprised about it in the movie, it gives you a unique feeling that you are not going to get if you knew it was happening. That is something that you cannot recreate. Once you are surprised, like a surprise is something that is so unique that you are just not going to be able to be like, well, I would have felt the same way if I had known. No, you wouldn't have. No, you would not have. Unless you're psychic, no, you would not. So the fact that they dropped this thing, and this is like, look at the internet. You saw a fulfillion different articles already written within an hour. Just like that, every news site is talking about this. Everyone, all YouTubers are making videos about this. This is the talk of the day without any real marketing. They just dropped the video. You mean to tell me that Marvel can't do this for everything else? You mean to tell me that for Fantastic Four, they can't just drop the trailer out of nowhere and it will just break records? You think we got to go through all this stuff all the time? Okay, anyway. I am glad that Ryan Reynolds is also in charge of this. Second reason, and it goes back to the marketing again. If y'all recall the marketing for the first Deadpool movie, it was brilliant. Why? Because the first trailer only showed you little tidbits of the movie, and every trailer or TV spot after that, it was about Deadpool. It ain't had nothing to do with the movie. It was Deadpool in front of a fireplace, posing and stuff. It was Deadpool, flying in an airplane or something. They didn't show you nothing else, but they marketed the character. They marketed the film, the property, without showing you the footage. This is why I love Ryan Reynolds when it comes to marketing. My man is a freaking genius. And I hope that while he's there, that someone in Disney is paying attention and realizing this is how you market when you are already at the top of the machine. You the Marvel machine. You don't need help. You don't need help. You just announce stuff and the internet will take care of the rest. Third thing, Hugh Jackman is back. Oh my God. Okay, now we have heard for years, Hugh Jackman was like, man, I'm done. Nope, I'm done. Now there was this one time he did say, maybe I'd come back, Marvel, MCU, but this was before the Fox Disney merger. So he did say, maybe, kind of, sort of, maybe. But after Logan, he was like, nah, I'm good. I ain't doing it no more. I'm good, right? But then this man came out after all that naysaying, after all that, I ain't gonna do it no more. Now he's just gonna walk up all in there. And if you paid attention to what the video said, he didn't just say, oh, I'm gonna come in as Hugh Jackman, because remember the first Deadpool movie, it kept evoking Hugh Jackman, but it, with the face and everything and the mask. But now he was like, hey, do you want to come back as Wolverine? Do you want to come back as Wolverine? Yeah, sure. That's all I need. That's all I need. I don't need nothing fancy. I don't need nothing. Let me tell you something. I don't know. I think you got Fantastic Four. Now you have Deadpool. No, I'm sorry. You have Deadpool, then you have Fantastic Four. Then you got Kang Dynasty, Avengers Kang Dynasty. Then you got Avengers Secret War. All of that is 2024, 2025, 26. That's all phase 6. Wow. That's only 4 movies in phase 6. That's only 4. We don't know if there are other movies. We don't know exactly what other shows are going to fit into that. And the first thing that he said in there was like, man, sorry, we couldn't be at D23. This would have shut D23 down. Because I told y'all when I was there, D23 was a rather letdown. People were excited going there because we were like, oh man, we're going to get some news. We're going to get Fantastic Four. We're going to get this. We're going to get that. And we ain't getting none of that. We got little crumbs. We got some recycled stuff. They should have went in. This should have been the last thing they had at D23 to basically justify the hype around D23. Because I'm sorry, if you're D23, that should be your Super Bowl. That shouldn't be, a regular season game. That shouldn't be no playoff. That should be your championship game. That should be your Oscars. That should be your main event. And the fact that they didn't even have Deadpool there, and they knew that this was in production, I'm pretty sure this wasn't the craziest thing, unless, I don't know, unless there were contracts or something that haven't been signed, maybe. But either way, I am too excited over this. I think that this does open up a lot of other possibilities, right? Now, do we think that Wolverine is back for good? Maybe. He did say in the video, do you want to play Wolverine one more time? Now, here's what I'm thinking about this. What we learned here is that everyone in Marvel, and I think this might be kind of a theme for today, does not necessarily hold to their word. Okay? I've told y'all from the jump, the Russo brothers are a bunch of liars. And I say that respectfully, right? Like, remember, they lied to us when they said Hulk was going to be in the movie and he ain't even really show up in Infinity War. Y'all remember that, okay? So the Russo brothers were some liars. Andrew Garfield swore up and down, did 11 different interviews. I'm not in Spider-Man No Way Home. And he was all in Spider-Man No Way Home. Who else lied? Somebody else lied. Hugh Jackman, I guess. Talking about he ain't never gonna come. He done, whatever. He back. And it's in the MCU. So that does also kind of make me wonder. Never say never. Robert Downey Jr. He also has said he ain't never gonna come back. At this point, I don't believe nobody. Everybody, oh, I'm done. Chris Evans, oh, you a hot liar. That's a hot lie. Hot lie. You ain't coming back as Captain America. Bruh, stop it. And I mean that respectfully. Stop it. Man, hold on. What? Let me just play this for all the people in the MCU that be sitting here talking about, I ain't gonna come back. I'm never gonna play the role again.
Why the f you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my gosh. Stop f***ing lying.
Every single one of them. Stop playing with us. Just be like, man, not now. No, I don't think so. Just stop it. Stop it. So now I'm at the point where I'm like, yo, Tony Stark could come back at some point. Why not? If Hugh Jackman could come back, and we really did think for years that he wasn't going to come back. And here's the thing. Maybe he wasn't. And again, this could be a whole contract thing. Maybe the money wasn't right. Maybe they didn't have the right deals, the right negotiation. Maybe. But I ain't believing nobody no more, no nothing about just I don't trust them. If they say this ain't gonna happen, because if it's gonna make money, if it makes dollars, it makes sense. Y'all don't think this movie finna make $1 billion? This finna make $1 billion easily. The fact that we don't even know if Cable gonna come back, which I think he could. We don't even know if that's gonna happen. But the fact that you got Deadpool and you got one of the most famous, most recognizable actors in Hugh Jackman as Wolverine coming back, coming together, something that has been teased for years. You don't think everybody finna show up for this? You think that this is gonna be the only thing that's gonna be? Here's the thing. Y'all remember in Deadpool 2? Again, Ryan Reynolds, genius. Did y'all know Brad Pitt was gonna be in the movie when you went in there? No. We didn't have not one leak. We didn't have not one little spoiler, nothing. You walked in, you watching Deadpool 2, and then all of a sudden, what was that Brad Pitt? Was that what? This is why I love movies. This is why I hate spoilers. Because this is the stuff that gets us going. It's provocative. Okay? I love the fact that we don't know these things. I love the fact that they're doing what fans have always wanted. I love it. Oh, I'm sorry. That I had to geek out over that for a second. But I also do wonder, what do y'all think about the chances of him coming back for Secret Wars? Because I am under the impression that Secret Wars is really going to be a culmination of a lot of the old versus the new. I think that Secret Wars is going to be basically the old school Avengers or old school characters or whatever, going against the now newly created, newly formed heroes. So, I'll put it out there now. Let's not be surprised if we see Sam Wilson Captain America going against Steve Rogers Captain America. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if we see Ironheart, Riri Williams, going against Tony Stark, Iron Man, in Secret Wars. Don't be surprised. So I'm really thinking at this point, you bringing these characters in and you're showing what's possible. Because again, if Hugh Jackman could come in, everybody's fair game. Everybody. So I'm not going to be shocked if that is the potential. Now, the other question I think some people are wondering is like, who exactly, where is Deadpool? How can he come in? Where is he coming in? And I just wanted to kind of play around with this idea. And, I'm just going to throw these out there. You guys can come up with some other theories yourself. But it's kind of like, all right, is Deadpool that we're getting, is he going to be from the Fox universe? Because if you're bringing in Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, are these going to be the MCU versions of them? Let's just call them the 616, right? The MCU right now, let's call it the 616. The Fox characters are not 616. Maybe they're the the 813 or 818, whatever it was in Doctor Strange 2. Maybe it's them. Maybe. We don't know. Where we saw Professor X. Maybe that's the Fox universe, whatever. But where is this Deadpool coming from? Is he coming from the Fox universe and coming into the 616? Is he already in the 616? And if he is already in the 616, what does that mean with Hugh Jackman's version? Because if Hugh Jackman is the 616 version of Wolverine, I don't know if he's going to play this long term. So one little thing I was kind of sort of thinking, one thing I was thinking was, I think it'd be kind of funny. I think this would be funny, and it would be a very Deadpoolish way to go about it. I think that they stay in the Fox universe. They stay there, right? Wolverine and Deadpool actually have to team up. Keep in mind, this is going to take place in phase 6. So multiverse, Kang, and all this stuff is already going to be in play, right? And not to mention, you might have incursions. Remember the end of Doctor Strange 2? Incursions where one universe and the other universe might collide and all that stuff. That could also be happening. I wonder if Deadpool from the Fox universe is tag teaming with Wolverine from that universe, and the worlds are colliding. Something is happening, and their universe is collapsing. Their universe is going to come to an end. Something, maybe. And one way or another, and I think this would be hilarious, Deadpool ends up talking, because, you know, he breaks the fourth wall. He sees and talks to the Watcher. And the Watcher's like, hold on, you can see me? And Deadpool just completely ignores him, but he knows that he's there. And I could just totally see that skit playing out. And the Watcher's like, how the hell can you see me? How can you hear me? And Deadpool's like, ignore him. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. Just something. But one way or another, I could totally see the Watcher maybe taking Deadpool and throwing him into the MCU, but he leaves Hugh Jackman's Wolverine in the Fox universe. That way, you leave the door open for the 616 Wolverine, whoever that might be recasted as. You leave that there, and you give the Wolverine from the Fox universe with Hugh Jackman a self-contained, like they're just over there. They're gone, but they're over there. So I wonder if that's kind of where they go with it. Marvel, if you're listening, I give you permission, take it. If y'all already doing it, that's great too. But I think that would actually be kind of cool, and it'd be less confusing, because if you have a Deadpool from 616 and then you bring in Wolverine, I think that'd be too confusing. So I think you got to keep them in the Fox universe, let them do their little thing. Deadpool gets taken out, bring him into the 616, have him do his little adventures, close the door on the Fox universe, and it goes away. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Does that work? Is that too confusing? How do you think that could work? How do you think they should bring in Deadpool into the MCU? Maybe they just bring him in and just say like, whatever. I used to be a Fox and now I'm not. I don't know. Y'all let me know your comments down below. That's a theory off the top of the dome. What? Just pow! Just off the top of the dome. Y'all don't even know. Anyway, my goodness. I am so psyched about this. Like, y'all don't understand. I've been waiting for this. Yes, I am super, super excited for Deadpool, for Hugh Jackman. I think this is amazing. I think it is going to make $1 billion in the box office. Cannot wait for this. Oh yeah, this might have to be a watch party. Oh boy, this might have to be a watch party. Woo! Cannot wait. All right, I got some comments. Let me get those real quick. Gary, what you got? Just to try to show some support because I love the channel. Oh man, Gary, thank you so much, man. Thank you. Appreciate that. For real. That is wonderful. Thank you so much for that. Let's see who else. Oh man, Wolverine. Thank you, brother. My goodness, that is so kind of you, man. Thank you for this. Will Cable be in Deadpool 3? I'm curious about that. I know you're going to talk about this, but I'm seeing I'm going to need my adult diapers for BP2 Recast TChalla feast. Thank you so much for that. So here's the other thing. I mean, Cable, let's just kind of add on to the theory I was using. Cable might be the bridge between this universe and the other. Maybe, Cable might, like, okay, let's say we take the Watcher out of it, right? Like in my other theory, take the Watcher out of it. Cable might be that because he does travel in time. And since the MCU loosely will use time travel as different realities or different universes, Cable time traveling could mean that he goes from the 616 to the 19999 to the Fox universe to the Netflix universe. Cable technically could be the person that ties it all together. So maybe Cable is the reason why Deadpool comes into the 616. Possible, Now, good and well, if Cable comes through and Deadpool comes through to the 616 and they see Thanos, I need Deadpool to crack one joke, just one Cable Thanos joke. That's all I need him to do. That's all I need him to do. But anyway, I think you're on to something. I would not. And here's the other thing: you don't want to like waste Josh Brolin's talent. Thanos is dead. So with Thanos gone, what else is Josh Brolin gonna do? Bring him back as Cable. He was a great Cable, in my opinion. So yes, I hope that happens. And I really do wonder if he's gonna be the bridge for time travel, multiverse, whatever. Like, hey, maybe he's gonna be the key in helping to stop Kang the Conqueror. I don't know, maybe. Anyway, y'all let me know what you think. But thank you so much, Bo. I appreciate that, man. For real. Let's see. Kid Mello, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that super sticker for real. Let's see. Oh, come on now. Y'all already know it's definitely gonna make a $1 $4 or a $1,000,001. Y'all already know it's definitely gonna make that money. Thank you for that. Matthew, what you got? Yes, he was back as Logan Wolverine. Thank you, Ryan Reynolds. Recast TChalla. Yes, indeed. Shout out to Ryan Reynolds for real, because I don't think that if he hadn't like constantly pushed how this is a good thing, think about it. He's constantly showed up in pictures with Hugh Jackman. He's done little videos with him. He's done ads. They've had this little fake beef for so long. That is the long-term marketing that is so beautiful, that the payoff for this movie is monumental. I know, listen, and I'm trying to be unbiased with this. I know that we don't know anything about Secret Wars. We don't know anything about Kang the Conqueror, Kang Dynasty. We don't know anything about like Fantastic Four or what a lot of these other Phase 5, Phase 6 movies. We don't know very much about them, right? We get excited about the title, but we don't know very much about them or about what's going to happen. I think right now the most anticipated movie is Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever. Now, it's anticipated for a number of reasons, right? I'm not going to say people are super excited, but people are anticipating it highly. For whatever reason, that's up to you. But I think this movie right here, I think this right now might have taken the cake. This is probably just jumped my list of the most anticipated movies to see in Marvel. Now, of course, that could change. Like I said, maybe we get a trailer for Secret Wars in a couple years, or we get something else or whatever. But right now, and here's the thing, I've seen the footage for Ant-Man 3. It's all right. It's all right. I've seen the footage for the Marvels. Okay. All right. But this right here, I don't even need a trailer. I don't need a trailer for Deadpool 3 with Wolverine, Hugh Jackman. I don't need no trailer. Y'all can literally just put up the logo and tell me what day is coming out. I'll be there. This is now my most anticipated movie just for the laughs of it. And by the way, let's not forget, this is the one movie, at least so far, that Marvel's going to allow to be rated R. Woo! Woo, woo, woo. Matthew, thank you so much for that. Appreciate that for real, man. Thank you. Oh, this got my heart going. Marcus J, thank you, brother, once again. Listen, I am an absolute Wolverine stan, especially as seen on screen by Hugh. But give me X-23. I'm ready. And she better be Latinx. Avenger out. I am totally fine with either one of those. If you want to do if you want to do that, that's fine with me. I got no problem with that. Like, the one thing I would say though is that I think X-23 would work better as a Disney Plus show or as a series, rather than a standalone movie. For one, the actress, even though she was really good in Logan, I don't know if they keep the same one. Maybe they recast her. I don't know. But I don't know if she could carry a movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, comic book fans will turn out, but will the average person turn out? I don't know. And that's where I'm wondering if, like, man, maybe you have to recast, you got to get somebody else. I don't know. Or you build her up through a Disney Plus show, just like they did with Sam Wilson, and then give her a standalone show, a movie. Maybe that could happen. But one way or another, I'm totally down if they want to go ahead and bring X-23 back. I got no problem with that. I really enjoyed her role in Logan. So I could totally see that being something that they want to bring back in the future. Let's see. Hold on one second. Where is it? I want to pull something up for y'all. Not now, but in a sec. Okay, thank you for that, Marcus. And yes, make a Latinx. Yes, fine, great. Representation matters. I want everybody to get a piece of that pie. Go for it. I'm totally down. Aleve, thank you. Guess who's coming to Cleveland in November? Who's coming to Cleveland? Who's coming to Cleveland in November? Y'all vacation in Cleveland still? Aleve, don't yell at me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. That was a bad joke. I'm sorry. I'm not coming to Cleveland, if that's what you mean. Oh my goodness. But thank you, Aleve. I appreciate you. Didier, thank you so much. Deadpool was time traveling at the end of Deadpool 2. Right. I'm just saying, maybe they go ahead, do it some more. You know, now the time traveling they did was more linear time traveling, right? Like he went back in time or whatever, like in the same timeline or whatever. But Fox wasn't as creative back then, you know. So I just wonder if, you know, with Marvel, maybe maybe Cable got an extra button on his little remote or whatever, and he's like, all right, now we can do multiverse travel. I don't know. But let's see how that plays out. But thank you for that reminder. Let's see. Nelson, what you got? Will Marvel keep Deadpool 3 rated R? Yes, they will. That is like one of the only things they've committed to being rated R. And I'm happy that they, you know, can figure that out. It'd be nice if they did some others, but you know, whatever. Nelson, back at it. What variant of Wolverine we gonna see? I think it's gonna be the Fox version. Now they could change that. You know, they could make this version somewhat different if they wanted to. But I think it's just easier for the average audience member if they keep it in the Fox realm and then transition people over. I think that would probably be what they might do, I think. But thank you for that, Nelson. Appreciate you. Ray Guns, what you got? I'm late. What about Bishop? Recast T'Challa. Look, Bishop can still be in there too. I'm fine with that. Look, if they don't want to bring Cable, bring on Bishop. They all time travelers. That works for me, you know. But at this point, everyone is possible. So Marvel has all the rights. They got all the characters back. Bring on whoever you want, however you want, when you want. So I see no problem with it. But yeah, I'm done. Y'all know, come on now. I ain't got no problem with Bishop. Back when the boy had locks back in the day, shoot, I was almost gonna cosplay as Bishop, you know. But that was a long time ago when my hair didn't fight me. Anyway, Dion, what you got? 2024 will be a big year for the MCU. Yes, it will. Yes, it absolutely will. Do I have that? Hold on, let me see if I can pull that up for you guys. But yes, it is it's gonna be nuts. There's so much stuff going on in the years to come. And let's see, I got it here somewhere. There we go. Boom. Yeah, I just posted this too about how look at that. Deadpool 3, September 6, 2024. Oops, hold on. Fantastic Four, November 8th, 2024. Kang Dynasty 2025, and then right after that, Secret Wars. Ooh-wee! Listen. That right there is going to be nuts. We finna be spoiled. My God, look, we don't even know what Disney Plus shows are gonna be in between all of that. There's gonna be other stuff in between that. Marvel just out here throwing stuff. I just hope Marvel doesn't go too far, too fast, and get crazy with it. Because I mean, I know we're excited now, but man, I don't want them to think. I don't want them to turn their movies. No disrespect. I don't want it to be fast food. You know, don't go all McDonald's on me. I want you to be Subway with my stuff. I want you to take your time. Make my sandwich the way I like it. Take that off. No, I don't want no onions. No, give me an extra pickle right there. Yeah, flip it, toast it, hold the meat. You know what I'm saying? Put that to the side. All right, now put that salt and pepper on there. Let it marinate for a minute. And then let me have my sandwich. Okay. Matter of fact, take it back, cut it in half for me. I want to save one for later. That's how I want my movies. Take your time. Because if you're just gonna microwave this stuff, I don't want it. Because I know something bad is gonna happen. The VFX ain't gonna be right. Some director went wild by doing their own thing and getting a little goofy with it. Take y'all time. Sheesh. Anyway, thank you for that. Let's see. Cynthia Charles, safe travels this week. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I will now I'm definitely gonna have to I'll be packing up probably after this video because whew, man, this news. I was not prepared for this. Matthew back at it. Speaking of Black Panther 2, are they really gonna drop it on Disney Plus? What? I don't know. No, I doubt it. That movie has to go in theaters first. Ain't no way nobody's gonna lose money because it is a loss. I don't care how many subscribers you get, you are losing money if you do not go ahead and drop that in theaters. So I don't know where you heard that from, but I highly doubt that there's anything behind that. Blade is probably gonna be PG-13, unfortunately, but that is what is probably gonna end up happening because they are just too scared to make it rated R. Yeah, that is more than likely what's gonna happen. Sad, but you know, it is what it is. What else do we have? Marcus back at it. X-23, trained by Yelena Belova, chosen to lead the Young Avengers under the supervision of Old Man Logan. Let's hurry up and get there, please. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna go in that direction. I'm pretty sure. I mean, we already see Yelena's gonna be in the Thunderbolts. Young Avengers, I would not be surprised if they have Kate Bishop leading them instead. I think that's kind of the route because she is kind of like older compared to the other potential Young Avengers. So I would think that would be the case. And plus, you know, X-23, you want her to kind of sort of be like her daddy, you know, the rebel, the lone wolf, the one that just goes off and, you know, has a berserker rage and all that. So I don't think she's like leadership material, at least not for the MCU. But put her in there. You know what I'm saying? Put her in the Young Avengers. Put her in all of it. I'm here for all of that. But thank you for that, Marcus. I appreciate you. Nelson, what you got? I think Marvel will push Secret Wars to 2026 like they did Endgame. Give us a year to simmer on the aftermath of Kang Wars. I would not be opposed to that because it's a lot. It's a lot to do. At least Infinity War and Endgame were directly tied together. So that made sense for them to do it. But I think that it also depends on like not just the storyline, but now, unlike Infinity War and Endgame, they have Disney Plus. And because they have Disney Plus, the question is, what are the Disney Plus shows doing at that time? What are they setting up? What is the direction? And that, I think, is going to affect whether anything gets pushed back or not. So they are on different schedules. The other thing to consider is Disney is a big wheelhouse. Disney pushing out movies, Pixar pushing out movies, Lucasfilm pushing out movies, Disney Animation is pushing out movies, and Marvel is pushing out movies. You don't want to step on nobody else's toes and basically chase your own tail. You don't want to cannibalize yourself. So Marvel don't want to step on Lucasfilm's toes. They don't want to focus, step on Disney's toes and so on and so forth. So like I would assume that they chose this date for a reason, and I hope they don't, but anything is possible. I mean, movie dates get pushed around all the time, so anything is possible. You're a mess. Blade will be in Cleveland. Will it? Mahershala is gonna be out there. That's cool. Okay, what's he gonna do? Like, is there the vampires out there? Or just like, why is Blade in Cleveland? Not on vacation though, right? Okay. Anyway, thank you, Alip. I appreciate you. All right, let's move on from that fantastic Deadpool update. My goodness, that was so great. But no, listen, we got more. Let's see, do we? Yeah, we got more Marvel stuff going on. I should have went with this just because it was a little bit a smaller update. But y'all remember Scarlet Witch, aka the magical Karen of the MCU. And in case you don't know what I'm talking about, go ahead and watch my video on that. And please let me know how she is not the magical Karen of the MCU. And for those of you that don't understand that I am joking, I do not mean that she's a Karen in the traditional sense, but a magical Karen. Y'all go check that out if you haven't already. But we recall, spoiler alert, by the way, at the end of Doctor Strange 2, like seemed like the end for her, right? So the boss man, Kevin Feige, actually went ahead and addressed whether or not we're going to see Elizabeth Olsen in the MCU again. And well, this is what he had to say. Anything's possible in the multiverse. Man, come on, man. Look, that's such a Kevin Feige answer. Like this is why just real quick, as someone who has interviewed people before, one thing I've learned over time, especially when it comes to Marvel, especially when it comes to Kevin Feige, I feel like Kevin Feige would be the biggest challenge of an interview I could ever get, right? And one thing I've tried to do whenever I interview actors that are in Marvel or whatever is learn how to ask a proper question. Because when you ask a question in a certain way, you can't give them wiggle room, right? Because if you give them wiggle room, what are they going to say? You got to go watch the movie. Sometimes you got to learn how to outmaneuver the Marvel people because they know. And by the way, actors have admitted to this. They have been trained on how to answer the media and the press. And there is no better trained person than Kevin Feige. But sometimes Kevin Feige, who we will talk about some more later, will let some things slip. Sometimes on purpose, sometimes on accident, but he gonna let some things slip. Let's get to what he actually ended up saying, though. Where was it? Nope. Oh, hold on. Let me see. Okay. So he went it up again. This is coming after Doctor Strange 2. They say that Wanda sure did appear to have died, and Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch, certainly thought she had too, but not so fast, says Feige. I don't know that we saw her under rubble. I saw a tower coming down and a little red flash. I don't know what that means. You don't know what that means, Kevin Feige?
Why the f you lying? Why you always lying?
See, they just I don't know why they do this to themselves, but that's just how they go. But anyway, let's go back to what else he said. Let's see. He also says that there really is so much more to explore about Wanda. we still haven't touched on many of her core storylines from the comics. I'd work with Lizzie for another 100 years if we could. Anything's possible in the multiverse. We'll have to see. All right. Now, here's the thing. I have been on the record, I believe, as saying that I also don't believe that, she's gone or whatever. I have not made this into a video, but I did write this down as an article for Screen Rant. So I think what I'll do is I'll make it into a video based off of that article. But I did propose a theory that would at least give people an idea of what happened to Scarlet Witch in the rubble with the little red puff smoke or whatever, and and point out some other things that maybe you might have missed. There might have been something, and I'm putting on my conspiracy hat again. It's been a while. I'm dipping my toe back into the pool, but there were a couple things that I think people neglected or missed. And I'm gonna connect those dots. So I don't know. I just have to find the time to put it on paper again. But I truly do not believe that she's gone. And I agree that anything is possible, especially with the multiverse. So we will see, obviously. What do you think, though? Like, what do you think happened to the Scarlet Witch? What do you think happened at the end of Doctor Strange 2? How do you think she could potentially return? Let me know in the comments down below. Let's see. Speaking of which, I think, did I have something? Nope. Okay, I did. All right. So, okay. Well, all right. Here we go. Now, some of you have probably noticed that we have been getting a lot of Black Panther 2 Wakanda Forever updates. More recently, we have gotten a couple things from interviews. I shared a couple things from Letitia Wright. Ryan Coogler has talked about a couple things as well. And we have some more people coming out speaking based off of this Empire magazine. I think it drops officially on Thursday, but people have been getting little snippets of these interviews, and it's, everything they say is making news, right? And if you haven't noticed, I don't know if you've been on the socials, but every time Black Panther news comes out, TChalla trends. Yeah, Black Panther Wakanda Forever trends. Yeah, Black Panther trends. But the name of TChalla trends as well. And I just say that because I want y'all to realize this was exactly how it was supposed to go. I told y'all, it's recast TChalla. It's not recast Black Panther. It's not recast the mantle. It's recast TChalla. Why? Because I always wanted the focus to be on T'Challa. And the fact that people say his name as if it was like a household name now, that was the goal. The goal, hopefully, is also so that people can be moved to learn more about him and to understand him. So I just wanted to put that to the side real quick, that I love the fact that anytime we talking Black Panther, anything, T'Challa trends. People talk about T'Challa. People hear about T'Challa. People learn about T'Challa. Because that's how it should be. Now, with that said, we got some Black Panther news. It has been revealed. Now, whether this is accurate or not, who knows? But according to some theaters that have already gone ahead and announced some information or posted some information, we now know at least the runtime for Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And the reported runtime is that it is going to be one of the longest superhero movies in phase 4 at 2 hours and 41 minutes. Woo! That it's long. I mean, this is probably going to be, what do they say? Joins the pantheon of Hollywood studio superhero picks with hefty run times and will be the second longest of any title in the Marvel Cinematic Universe behind Avengers Endgame. It is 26 minutes longer than the groundbreaking Black Panther film. Well, there are just two thoughts about that. I mean, one, there's obviously a lot to unpack in the Black Panther 2 Wakanda Forever, obviously, right? We know that the movie has been rewritten after the passing of Chadwick Boseman. We know that the story is obviously changed. They're going to address his loss. We don't know exactly the time setting or settings. So there's going to be a lot of stuff. I think the first half of the movie, first quarter of the movie is probably going to be dealing with the emotional loss of T'Challa one way or another. Now, I'm still personally holding out hope that this is addressing the actual time in the narrative during Infinity War and before Endgame, when we did lose T'Challa for 5 years, rather than doubling down and killing him all over again after Endgame. But again, we'll have to wait and see what happens in the movie. But this is clearly not going to be something you can just rush through. It's not going to be something that they could just be like, oh no, T'Challa's gone, cry, fast forward. They're going to, I don't want to say milk it, but they're going to let that moment sit, I would assume. And then of course, after you get that, you're going to get the actual story. You're going to get what happens after. You're going to get the Namor and Atlantis and all this other stuff that's going to happen. So I think that's going to be part of it. Now, one thing I am a little curious about, I also wonder if the runtime being this long might affect the box office, because keep in mind, we learned this also from Justice League. Okay, remember one of the biggest problems with Justice League is that they wanted to cut the runtime down from the Snyder cut, because the shorter the movie is, the more times you can run it in theaters, and the more times you run it, the more tickets you sell, which means the bigger box office return. So it's not always advantageous to have long movies, because you don't get as many runs in the theater. Now, there are exceptions to that, obviously. You have Infinity War, you have Endgame, you have Avatar, you have Titanic. You have long movies that people still will go pay for, and they will still go rewatch. I don't know what the rewatchability is going to be or not with Black Panther 2. I don't know if a lot of people are going to feel as excited once they see it to go and see it again. Some people will, obviously, because some people are going to love that, I guess. I can't speak for everyone, but I don't know if it's going to have the same enthusiasm as the first movie did. The cast and crew have said that this movie is going to do something different and not to expect what the first movie did. I think that's reasonable. I understand that. So I don't know if this movie is going to have the same energy as, hey, I'm going to watch it, loved it. Hey, now I'm going to go get my auntie and my grandma, bring them to come watch it. Cool. Now I'm going to go get my cousins to go come and watch it. Great. I don't think it's going to do that. I think everybody's going to come and watch it the first time. I think it's definitely going to make hundreds of millions of dollars. But the long run time, the heavy emotional impact that it's going to have, it's probably going to look fantastic. It's probably going to have tons of action. I've seen just a small little clip of it, and it looks really good. But I don't know about the repeat. So all I'm saying is, I do think it'll be successful. I don't know how successful it'll be. I don't know if the longer runtime is going to negatively impact it. Maybe people don't care and they go watch it anyway. But anyway, y'all let me know. Does the runtime affect maybe how you're approaching this movie in any way? Are you kind of like happy that it's longer than the first BP movie? Are you kind of like you don't care? You gonna watch it anyway? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. All right, let me go. I got two comments, I think. Let me grab those. Rega, hello, thank you so much. Hugh Jackman coming back as Wolverine and Deadpool is awesome. Yes, it is. Wasn't expecting that. Nobody was. It's crazy that we have to wait 2 years. It's so far in advance. Listen, I'm fine. I'm just happy it's a thing. Let's not forget that, the fact that they announced that now, that means that production, I'm assuming, is going to start in 2023, and then or if not at the end of this year, because they've been writing the script for a minute now, so they're gonna need their little 6 months to shoot it. And listen, them 2 years are gonna come in no time. It's not even 2 years for real. Well, it is 2 years, yeah, because they did say September 2024. We're gonna have so much other stuff. I don't think it's gonna matter. We're gonna have so much other stuff. Don't even worry about it. It's not gonna matter. But thank you so much for that contribution. I really appreciate that. Let's see, Deshaun, what you got? Let me go ahead and pay for the good theater because the way my knees are set up, I got to stretch out. Yes, I know, right? I know. I mean, look, I'm also going to be buying out a theater for this. I mean, I am going to do it now. I'm going to do it for a different reason. I'm going to make that a separate video to explain why. But I am going to be buying out a theater, and it is going to be huge. It's going to be a big thing. I listen, even the missus, Queen, Miss Noisette is about to get involved with this, and I know if she's involved, it's destined to be great, because she gonna put her thing and do her thing, and there's gonna be some things, and it's gonna be a thing. So we are definitely gonna do a huge watch party. I mean, listen, Black Panther, the first movie, was my very first watch party. Like, that was what inspired me to do watch parties at all. So this is my Super Bowl. This is my, WrestleMania. This is my playoffs, so like, yes, I understand that it obviously comes with some baggage, but at the same time, I'm hoping that what I'm trying to do with my watch party puts more positive than negative on it, and everybody can ultimately have a great time and leave with an even greater feeling. And that's just gonna be what I'm gonna do. So, but anyway, I'm with you on that. I'm definitely gonna get the good theater as well. So by the way, if anybody is planning, if y'all want to come out to Chicago, if you want to do it, look, November, what did it come out on the 11th? No, Thursday, November 10th. Thursday, November 10th. That is going to be when the watch party will be. It's probably going to be in the evening, obviously, but Thursday, November 10th is going to be when I'm going to throw the watch party. If you're interested, just hit me up. Let me know. I will have a sign up list where people can, sign up and they can go and attend and all that. But what day is that again? November 10th. That's a Thursday. Is going to be the watch party. I know somebody going to be like, when are you going to do the watch party? Thursday, November 10th is going to be the watch party for Black Panther 2. All right. What else we got? Dion, what you got? 2 hours and 41 minutes without its titular character. TChalla is a tough one to sit through. I agree. I mean, we're here now, though. We're here now. It's the next movie up. We knew that this was going to be a thing. But maybe what we're about to talk about next might give you some comfort. Maybe. I don't know. But it's absolutely going to be tough. It's absolutely going to be tough one way or another. But thank you for that, brother. I appreciate you. All right. What else do we have? We have some more Black Panther 2 news. My goodness, there's so much Black Panther news. It's like crazy. So we got a Namor update, and as you know, Namor is the I don't even know if he like the villain. They probably just gonna make him the antagonist. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just gonna be opposite of them. But judging from the trailer, the fact that my man was out here flooding Wakanda, he flooded the throne room. Do y'all realize how high up on the mountain the throne room is to get the waters to go up that high up there and flood it? Ooh. This is why I want TChalla here, because TChalla would not stand for it. He would not have it. Oh. Anywho, we do have an update. And one thing that we know about Namor now is that in the comics, we knew that he was actually supposed to be one of the very first mutants. And that was always something that was really interesting about him, being like one of the very first, right? Well, we're still kind of sort of teasing mutants in the MCU, and you got Ms. Marvel, who's kind of a mutant, and you might have She-Hulk's what was that, Mr. Immortal? Maybe he's a mutant, I don't know. But according to the actor Huerta, he actually says that Namor is indeed a mutant. So, yay, we got some more mutants now. Like, that's it. That's just the news. And we got a more high def look of Huerta as Namor. I think I like his look. I like the look, like the whole Mayan Aztec type of look going on with him. I think that's pretty dope. Like I said, some of you guys probably seen the leak trailer. I'm not gonna play it because I'm not having them Black Widows come after me. But from what I did see on at D23, Namor is nothing to mess with. I don't know how that's gonna help or hurt the movie. I do have some concerns about that, but he's a legit problem. I will say that he is a legit problem. But we do know, at least now, he is confirmed, at least he's confirming it, that he's a mutant. Now, I do think, because I think some people are kind of wondering, like, how's Marvel just gonna be saying like that's a mutant, that's a mutant? Like, what are y'all doing? Like, how you just gonna be talking about all these people are mutants? We ain't even talking about the X-Men yet. I'm working on a theory that I think might explain not only why mutants exist, but I think it'll also explain what Marvel's doing from way back when all the way up to Secret Wars. And I've been toying with this, and the problem is this theory that I've got, it's so big that I don't know if I need to break it up into parts or if I need to like just make it into one big video, but it's going to be huge because it's literally explaining like everything. I mean, it explains the 19999 versus 616, that debate. It explains mutants. It explains the multiverse. It explains Secret Wars. It's like I told it to two friends of mine, and they were like, "Wow!" And I knew as I was saying it, I was like, I know this is kind of going over your head because you don't have the visuals for it. So this needs a video, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to try and put it on paper to make sure that it's not all over the place and makes sense. But I do think that it is very intentional that Marvel is kind of teasing and letting us know, yeah, that's a mutant. Yep, he a mutant. Yep, she's a mutant. Yep, mutants. There's a reason for all of that. And the joke is on us. The joke is on us, but I'm gonna have to put that in a video because it's not gonna add up if I just explain it. Like I gotta get my own thoughts together. So I'm not trying to tease y'all, but I just want y'all to know I do think that there is a design here but it's gonna take a step back to really see all of it happen. But anyway, let me know what y'all feel, how y'all feel about Namor being a mutant officially, I guess, in the MCU, and your thoughts on that. Alib, what you got? You know the Avengers will be there to assist. We got you. E-Man Tech team in full effect. We're getting jackets, and Blade is filming in Cleveland. Oh, it's filming in Cleveland. Okay. Why? I'm so confused. Why? They got Atlanta, they got California. What is in Cleveland? Listen, Elite, I'm not saying this in a bogus way. I'm just saying I've never heard nobody filming in Cleveland. I ain't heard nobody want a vacation in Cleveland. I ain't never heard no movies going to be shot in Cleveland. I'm not trying to diss Cleveland. I'm just saying I ain't never heard none of this. This is new to me. So I'm taking your word for it. Again, I am not dissing Cleveland. I just like what is he shooting in Cleveland? I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna take your word for it. Thank you, Alif. And I cannot wait to see all of y'all once again for hopefully what is going to be the biggest Black Panther watch party ever. Thank you for that. Buzz, what date was that for BP watch party? Just there's always one. There's always one. Is that a Thursday? November 10th? Thursday. What year? 2022. Thank you, Buzz. Yes, this year. And that is going to be something you don't want to miss. It is definitely going to be very, very fun. All right, so let's get out of here. Don't nobody care about Namor no more. So, and let me go ahead and preface this because we're gonna make this a separate video for the replay game. So I want to make sure that we start this off properly. Hi, I'm E-Man from E-Man's Movie Reviews, and if you are here because the algorithm threw you here because this video is titled Black Panther 2 or Recast TChalla, let me just say before you even make any type of presumptions or assumptions that before you consider anything about Recast TChalla, I strongly recommend that you go visit the website change.org/recast TChalla, and I encourage you to just read the petition simply, and don't ignore anything that you've seen online, ignore any hashtags or other people on random social media. Read the petition, and if you have even more questions, there's an FAQ right here. This FAQ has been here from April of 2021. So a lot of questions that you think are new are not that new because this petition has been well thought out for a long time with you in mind, whether you are pro recast or if you're anti recast, or maybe even if you're on the fence. Everything is addressed here. So with that said, let me talk about the brand new news that has come out. But before I do that, I want to give you a bit of a history lesson of what happened with the news of recasting TChalla. This whole movement, this campaign, this petition, all of this came about because of the words and what was said by Marvel in the year 2020 in December at the Disney investor meeting, and this was only a few months after the passing of Chadwick Boseman. So Chadwick passed away in August of 2020. Marvel came out and said that they will not recast in December of 2020, and the Recast TChalla movement officially really took steam and started in April of 2021. That's the rough timeline. That's the very rough timeline. So the news that we're going to talk about today is based off of, well, it seems as though Marvel might have had a change of heart. And I know that some people are going to want to say, well, Marvel always meant this in the beginning. So, of course, for those of you that have been watching my live videos and my live chats and stuff, you know I always keep receipts. So I want to take you down just a quick little trip, and we're going to revisit the timeline of what was said, how it was said, when it was said, and where we are today. So, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and others, I want you all to just take a moment, get comfortable, and let's watch something real quick. All right, so here's what we're going to do first. The first thing that we're going to do, we are going to talk about the actual message that was mentioned, that was said by Kevin Feige, president of Marvel Studios, in December of 2020. Okay. And for those that are hearing impaired or, whatnot, there are also subtitles so everyone can clearly see what was said and when it was said. Let's take a listen.
I wanted to acknowledge the devastating loss of a dear friend and member of the Marvel Studios family. Chadwick Boseman was an immensely talented actor and an inspirational individual who affected all of our lives professionally and personally. His portrayal of T'Challa the Black Panther is iconic and transcends any iteration of the character in any other medium from Marvel's past. And it's for that reason that we will not recast the character.
So, let me make that bigger so you all can see. As you can see, and I'm going to read that bold underlined part one more time. And it is for that reason that we will not recast the character T'Challa. There is no condition, no terms, nothing else said before or after this statement. Am I correct? Am I tripping on anything here? He said because of T'Challa and Chadwick's portrayal being so transcendent of T'Challa, for that reason, we will not recast the character. I want everyone to just be honest for a moment. And I want you to also look at the background of what was going on. Did you see a logo for Black Panther 2 at that point? Did he start off his message talking about we're working on Black Panther 2? By the way, Chadwick Boseman passed away. No. He made this announcement isolated. Look at the words. He made that announcement and said, because Chadwick was so iconic and so great as T'Challa, I'm paraphrasing, because you got the words right here, because his portrayal of T'Challa and the Black Panther is iconic and transcends any iteration of the character in any other medium of Marvel's past, and it is for that reason that we will not recast the character T'Challa. Now, here's the problem that I end up having, because what ends up happening by some people, and unfortunately, this has been so misleading, people took that, and I showed it to you very clearly, people have taken that and thought, oh, you must mean he just won't get recast for Black Panther 2. Where did you see that? How do you just take information and put it where it's not there? Because after that video, yes, later he started talking about Black Panther 2, but that was after he made the declaration that T'Challa will not be recast. So I'm giving you this feedback, this context, so you can understand, because I know a lot of people are learning about Recast T'Challa late. You're learning about it now. But this has been a hashtag. It's been a movement that has been inspired by those words. When he said it is for that reason we are not going to recast T'Challa, it was definite. It was not ambiguous. It was just, we will not recast. He didn't say for now. We will not recast for this movie. We will not recast in the coming future. He did not say that. He said we will not recast. So by hearing that, and after taking months of research and listening to Chadwick, his interviews, his friends, his family, and so on and so forth, that's why I started saying, you know what? I don't think that it's a good idea to permanently end T'Challa. By saying you are not going to recast, that gives the impression that you will permanently end the character. Forget your assumptions that, oh, Marvel was always going to recast. Oh, they didn't mean that. Forget that. We're going off of what he said. Everything he said was scripted and read from a teleprompter, which means that it was premeditated. So he doesn't need your help to fill in the blanks. If they wanted to say it was only for Black Panther 2, they could have said that, but they didn't. And because of that lack of condition, that is what told me, that's what inspired me to be like, wait a minute, I'm totally fine if y'all want to take a break. That's cool if you want to take a break from casting Chadwick. Of course, everyone is still grieving. This is a tough situation. Take your time. I'll be honest with you. Even when Kevin Feige announced this, when Chadwick passed in August, I didn't care about Black Panther 2. I was still grieving. In December, when he said this, I was not thinking about Black Panther 2. I still did not care about Black Panther 2. I was still like, yo, man, like, I'm still hurt Chadwick's gone. I didn't care about the movie. The human being was gone. So I had nothing in my heart or mind about the movie because my mind and focus was on the fact that, man, a real person, an icon, an actor, a husband was lost. A brother, somebody who was so representative on screen was lost. So I never cared. Even though I'm a Black Panther fan, I'm a Marvel fan, I didn't care about the movie. The movie was secondary to me. But anyway, I say all of that because when they didn't put the conditions, that gave me the fear that, like, wait a minute, after having that huge cultural impact on Black Panther, you mean to tell me that we're never going to see T'Challa again? We're never going to see, like, what are you going to do? Are you going to put the character in the background and we just never see him? Or are you going to kill him off again? That concern is what pushed recast T'Challa. They said, we will not recast. We're saying recast. Never said that you have to recast right now. Just saying, don't permanently end the portrayal. You want to take a break? Take a break. That's the point, okay? So when this was said, you saw this happen in December, right? When this happened, there still wasn't any recast movement or anything. Nothing was happening. We were just kind of, I think everybody was just kind of like, what? You don't want to recast? Okay, I guess, I don't know. Like, people were still processing this. But while they were processing this, of course, people were asking about it. And they interviewed Kevin Feige at the time. Again, he is the boss. Okay, he is the boss. While he was being interviewed, and I believe this was later in December of 2020, this is what he ended up saying. He basically doubled down and said that Marvel will not recast T'Challa, Chadwick Boseman, in Black Panther 2. Now, here's what's misleading. No, he didn't. You can read this article up and down. Now, one time does he mention Black Panther 2 as being the reason. This is where all the misinformation came from. I just played you the video and what he said word for word verbatim. They literally quote him word for word verbatim. Deadline didn't make a second interview where they interviewed him about it. No. People were running with the assumption that he was talking about Black Panther 2. He never talked about it in regards to recasting. He never did. So that was December 2020. As time went on, as the recast T'Challa movement started to grow, again, it might be new for some of you that are just joining. You might think recast T'Challa just started trending last week. Maybe you think it was trending just when the trailer for Black Panther 2 came out. Maybe you were around when it started trending, when Letitia Wright was having her vaccine situation and all that. Let me tell you something. Recast T'Challa has been trending on and off, as predicted, multiple times for over a year and a half. You might not have seen it, but you can Google it. You can go and Google April of 2021 and look at May, look at June, look at the summertime, because this was created right before production started of Black Panther. Don't forget, Black Panther started production in June. It got pushed into July, I believe, of 2021. So the movement was already happening, and it was already receiving national coverage at the time. It was already on ABC News. It was on Good Morning America. It was on Entertainment Weekly. It was on People Magazine. It made Ebony. It was on comicbook.com. Everywhere was talking about this new upcoming petition that was urging Marvel to recast T'Challa. So again, if you think this thing just came up, you're mistaken, and just go look at the receipts online. Google it. It's there. Because of the new resurgence in the recast T'Challa movement in the earlier years of 2021, because it was making noise in the summer of 2021, that prompted people from Marvel to double down. It prompted Marvel to speak out. They had to, because they were constantly getting asked questions as to, like, wait a minute, you heard this movement? It's got like 10,000 signatures. Wait, now it's got 25,000. Wait, now it's got 35,000. Wait, now it's got 45. Because Recast T'Challa kept putting pressure onto Marvel on social media, because people were staying consistent, that is what forced Marvel to speak up again about their decision not to recast. What am I talking about? This is where you get the shift in the conversation. And this is where you get from Marvel producer Nate Moore, who is the VP for Marvel. He's one of the only Black VPs there responsible for the Black Panther franchise. So respect to him for that. But he came out during an interview on the Van Lathan podcast, I believe, or Ringer podcast, back in November of 2021. In November, he came out and said roughly that T'Challa will never be recast in the MCU 616 universe. That's what he ended up saying. That is a very different conversation than what he said, than what was said before that. Now, come on now. You already know. I got the receipts. Man, just play the footage.
T'Challa in our... I'm not hedging my bets. I'm being quite honest. T'Challa is... You will not see T'Challa in the MCU 616 universe.
Now, does that sound exactly like what Kevin Feige said when Feige said, because Chadwick and T'Challa was so transcendent, that because it was so iconic, we will not recast? No, they added a condition. Why? Because fan outcry for seeing T'Challa's portrayal continue. Again, not as an immediate replacement, not as a way to disrespect Chadwick or any way. All we were saying was like, yo, this character means something. Like, keep it going in some way, some form, somehow later. Just don't permanently end it. But because of that decree, because of that outcry, he had to be pressed on that question. And that's what made him add the condition of, well, you just won't see him recast in the 616 universe. Okay. Now here's the thing. If they had said that in the beginning, there might not even be a recast T'Challa movement. Why? Because that sounded as though, okay, maybe we're going to get a variant. We are in the multiverse. It is something that's happening. Okay, that makes sense. Obviously, we can't get Chadwick's version again. It makes sense that maybe we get a different version. Now, of course, there's still problems in the idea of doubling down on Chadwick's death and forcing the real life trauma onto T'Challa. That's a whole nother issue. Again, go read the petition and you can find that out. But the Recast T'Challa movement continued nevertheless. Yes, this happened in November when Nate Moore made his comment, but we kept on pushing. Why? Because we just don't want them to leave T'Challa and replace him and make black characters substitutionary. That's the whole point. Okay? So, with that little context in mind, recently Kevin Feige has come out again, and this time he has explained the decision not to recast. And it was pretty simple. It was pretty simple. He ended up saying something that I thought was actually kind of interesting. And let's just see what he said here. Let me pull it up for you. Kevin Feige explains why it was too soon to recast T'Challa. Let's read the quote. It just felt like it was much too soon to recast. Stan Lee always said that Marvel represents the world outside your window. And we talked about how, as extraordinary and fantastical as our characters and stories are, there's a relatable and human element to everything we do. The world is still processing the loss of Chad, and Ryan poured that into the story. All right. Oh, by the way, did y'all see this little? A petition is already in the mainstream with over 60,000 signatures asking for a recast. Yeah, that's this petition right here, the one I told you about earlier. So yes, we've been out here. Oh, and by the way, Derek Boseman, Chadwick's brother, has also given his support for the role to be recast as well. For those of you that might not have known. So here's the thing. Goalpost shifted. Another condition changed. Why? Why do you think Kevin Feige was even asked this question? Why do you think? Don't you think that if it was really a foregone conclusion, if everyone was just settled on this whole idea of recasting versus not recasting, don't you think that no one would even bother asking the question? It's almost like saying, are we going to get a Black Panther 2 when the trailer's out? Like, everybody knows that's going to happen. So the fact that he even had to be asked the question to explain that it was far too soon just shows you that this campaign and movement is being heard. And it is being heard to the point where they're still going to get questions about this. Matter of fact, to be honest with you, they're going to still get questions even when the movie comes out. Because, and we'll talk about this later, I'm still under the impression that some of the creative choices they take in the movie are still going to leave some people maybe a little unsatisfied. And Nate Moore has actually come out, the VP, and said that that's probably going to be the case. Everyone's not going to be happy. He also said that everyone is entitled to feel and want what they want from these characters. He gives people that respect and decency. And he also said, but we're going to tell the story that we know how to make. Okay, cool. That's his prerogative. And yes, I do have videos on that on my channel if you are interested. Now, what I like about Kevin Feige's comment here about saying that it was just way too soon to recast. Well, I agree. Matter of fact, I agreed with that back in April of 2021. And what do you mean? How could I have agreed back in the past? Am I a time traveler? No. I made the petition. And what is one of the first tenets of the petition? Recast T'Challa is not calling for an immediate recast. It is not calling for an immediate recast. In other words, the 60,000 plus people that have signed this petition, the people that are pushing Recast T'Challa that agree with this petition, Marvel agrees with us. And the fact that we are hearing that it's much too soon to recast the role, damn it, I'm going to take that as a win. Because I'm telling you that right now. If Kevin Feige had simply said that from the beginning, if he had just said that from the jump, if he had said Chadwick Boseman's portrayal is just so iconic that it's just much too soon to recast, there would never be a recast T'Challa anything. Because I think we'd all agree. Nobody was pushing Marvel to hurry up with their Black Panther movie right after Chadwick died. We understood that it was too soon. We understood why, because even with the crafting of this petition, we understood that the cast and crew, it was too soon for them. We understood that his family, the little kids that looked up to the brother, to the older generation that looked up, we understood. This was never a fan entitlement type of movement where we're like, you better give us this stuff now because we are angry fans. No. This movement, this campaign was started from love and compassion and respect for the character of T'Challa and the person of Chadwick and the family, the friends, the crew. All of that was taken into consideration. So I'm happy. I'm ecstatic that Kevin Feige agrees with recast T'Challa. Thank you, Kevin Feige, for agreeing with us that yes, it was much too soon. Now, there are other things on the petition that I don't know if he agrees with or not. And I guess that's a whole nother conversation. But at least the very first thing that we could agree on was that it was absolutely too soon to just throw somebody in there. Now, would I have been mad if they did? No. But do I understand why we don't need an immediate recast? Absolutely. I have compassion and understanding and empathy for the people that grieve. I understand that some people want to have this next upcoming Black Panther 2 movie to have that moment be their time to grieve Chadwick, I guess, again. Okay. Everyone grieves differently. I understand that and empathize with that. What I don't accept is the possibility of potentially not ever seeing T'Challa again. Sitting here saying that you will not recast the role at all, that's the part I can't get down with. That's the reason why I had to come out and say, no, recast T'Challa. You cannot make that a definitive permanent thing. That is not fair. Because T'Challa, the character being created in the 1960s during the civil rights era, when no Black positive characters in mainstream were even existent like that as lead characters, Jack Kirby saw that Black readers were reading their comics at Marvel, but they didn't have one that looked like them. He literally created T'Challa for Black representation. That's it. He was like, oh my goodness, the Blacks, because, you know, this is the 60s, the Blacks don't have a hero. Let me make one. He made T'Challa one of the smartest people in the world, one of the most physically fit, and one of the most gifted people, like one of the richest people in the world, the most technologically advanced. He did that for T'Challa to be the anti-stereotype. Consider how they thought about Black people in the 1960s. He did that to be an anti-stereotype. He did not create a bunch of Black Panthers. Black Panthers were secondary. He created T'Challa, who happened to be the Black Panther. But it was always about T'Challa. It was always about the character, the person, because as I've said many times, I don't care what property it is. Nobody really goes for the mantles. We go for the characters that define the mantles. And that character is T'Challa. No different than how Bruce Wayne defines who's Batman or what Batman is. T'Challa defines what the Black Panther is. Sure, other people could be Black Panther. It happens. But T'Challa, the character, the one and only, that's what matters. So Thank you, Marvel. Thank you for giving us this condition finally that it was much too soon. And honestly, that's all I ever wanted to hear. That's all I ever wanted to hear. I just wanted to hear that it was not going to permanently end. I could be patient. I've been watching Marvel stuff for over 10 years. You don't think I could wait like another year or two or something? Like, I could be patient. I mean, don't be taking no like 10, 15 years on us now, but you know, we can wait, we can pause, we can breathe. But anyway, how do y'all feel about Feige's new condition, his new goalpost? How do you feel about that? And let me know what you think. I mean, I know some people are still gonna say, like, hey, just because he said this, don't ease up now. Now, I will say, I'm gonna keep rocking. Listen, I'm gonna keep rocking the recast TChalla until T'Challa's back on screen. That's because it's a statement. Recast T'Challa is a statement. It's not a demand, it's a statement. It is saying T'Challa matters. It is saying whoever's under the mantle, that's great for them. But T'Challa matters too. So it's recast T'Challa all day until T'Challa is on screen. Let's not get it twisted now. But y'all let me know how you feel about Kevin Feige's newest comments. And I'm going to grab these comments here. And then I got one other tough message I'm going to have to talk to y'all about in regards to recast T'Challa and Black Panther 2. So yeah, y'all gonna have to brace yourselves for that. I'm gonna give y'all a potential spoiler warning right now for that. So if you don't care for potential spoilers for Black Panther 2, dip out, leave, go on somewhere. Because we're gonna talk about some things. And I want to give y'all the proper heads up. All right, let's move on. Let's get this comment, and then we're gonna go on to that final topic. Let's see. Staggervore, what you got? What if Marvel is actually planning to recast T'Challa, but they're saying otherwise because they can't officially confirm it? That's possible. It's possible. And here's the thing. I don't care. That's fine. I've said, like, I'm sure I'm on record on a video somewhere. I'm sure I've tweeted some. I don't care if Marvel wants to play games. I don't care if they want to play coy. I don't care if they want to say, oh no, we were always going to recast T'Challa. We would never get rid of the. I don't care. Play whatever PR politics y'all want to play to make yourselves look good. I don't care. All I care about is having positive Black representation on screen. What does that mean? Because some people don't know what that actually means, and some people settle for less. What I mean by positive Black representation is a combination of both the quantity and the quality of the roles of Black portrayals. So in other words, yes, I love that we got more Black faces on screen and more Black characters. Bring on all the Black characters y'all want. But I also want to make sure that we're not just throwing them in there and they just all supporting characters. I want them to also be lead roles. I want them to be lead characters that have depth and development in their character, because there's a vast difference between having a whole bunch of Black faces versus having a bunch of Black leads. I want us to have that same Ocean's 11 energy where you could have Matt Damon and George Clooney and Brad Pitt and have all these white actors, lead actors, co-star, and nobody blinks. I want that same energy when it comes to Black Panther and other Black properties. And the only way that happens is when you give more lead roles. The last thing we want to happen is to have a lead role, because, by the way, T'Challa is the first leading Black role in Marvel Studios. I'm not talking about Marvel Entertainment with Blade. Marvel Studios. T'Challa's the first. The last thing you want to do is take that away and substitute it. How is that progress? How is it progress? Some people say, oh, well, if you get rid of T'Challa, it's okay. Just introduce more characters. That's fine. But you're still down one. You still took a step back. Your progress was still limited. This is why I talk about we should not engage in substitution and subtraction when it comes to trying to increase representation on screen. You do not have inclusion via exclusion. That cannot work. This is a role. Roles can be replaced. Roles can be fulfilled. They will not be forgotten by people like Chadwick. We will not forget him. But somebody else can take the role of T'Challa, whether that's a variant, whether that's the same role, whether it's whatever other fictional twist you want to put out there. Roles can continue. So if Marvel is planning to recast, great. I'm going to be there. If Marvel's not planning to recast, great. I'm going to be there. Pick your battles. I've drawn. This is my hill. This is my hill. Okay? It is my hill. I know everybody got their own little thing. This is mine. I would not be on national TV. I'm not trying to brag. I'm saying I would not put my name, my face, my credibility. I would not do this day in, day out if I did not believe in what I'm talking about. Because it's deeper than just fan service. It's deeper than just being a fan. The Black Panther franchise means so much to so many people. It means so much to the culture. It means so much to the kids. So yes, my hashtag. I'm sorry, my hill. I saw a hashtag up there. This is my hill, and I'm on it. I'm on it. Let's see. Hold on. I got one more. There we go. Deborah, thank you so much. Little late. Did I miss the anthem? No, ma'am, you did not. No, ma'am, not at all. Appreciate you though. Thank you so much for that. You did not miss it. Let's see. Dion, what you got? Recast T'Challa shook Marvel Studios War Room. Shook. Now look, let me be honest though about this. I want people not to forget that Chadwick's loss did hit Marvel really hard. And I think it's safe for me to say this, but I was made known by a very reliable source. I mean, literally someone in the room, that when news hit Marvel of Chadwick's passing, the office, the building, down. Like that day for everybody was just like crushed when they heard the news. And this is one of the reasons why I don't go out of my way and say Marvel's trying to hold the black man down and Marvel hates black people. I'm not going to go there because these people lost someone that was very close to them. These people lost a coworker, they lost a friend, and they hurt just like anybody else. I've told y'all, Marvel is not perfect because Marvel is just as human as anybody else. I know we like to think that they can't be touched and they can't be, that they just walk on air. I know we like to think that because they've given us great stuff, but Marvel is fallible. Marvel is just as human as any one of us. They have made mistakes the same way they have done greatness. And it's one of the reasons why I respect where they come from a human level, even if I vehemently disagree with some of their creative decisions. I can talk about a creative decision, but I'm never going to talk about their hearts. I'm never going to judge their hearts. Because one thing I know I don't like about myself, and I talked about this earlier in this video, I don't like people trying to talk about my character or trying to talk about my motive, and you literally know nothing about me. Like, it makes no sense. And I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all don't like that either. Nobody wants to be judged, especially by somebody that don't know what they talking about. So I like to treat people the way I want to be treated. You know, that's just kind of my thing. Actually, I try and treat them a little better, but you know, I think that's just the bare minimum. So the people at Marvel, they absolutely feel something. And I know that's not the purpose of your comment, but I do kind of want to make sure people understand that we do have real human beings and feelings involved here. And, you know, from the cast, crew, friends, family, all of the above and all in between, like, it's real. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, we can talk, you know, we can, you know, stick out our chest a little bit with Recast TChalla, but at the same time, I don't want us to miss the fact that they also feeling too, you know. So I don't, you know, we're not heartless. We are not heartless. Let's go. Marsheries, what you got? Man, you off code. We are heartless. How did how no, I don't even know how this got team like what. No, we are not heartless and we are not cruel. No, we are not. She's joking, by the way. She's joking. But no, we are not. We care. The whole petition, the whole movement. Forget anybody that's, you know, changing it up and running, doing their own thing. Recast TChalla. Everything in that petition, everything that people sign is based off of love and respect and honoring Chadwick and T'Challa and the franchise of Black Panther. Period. Daniel, what you got? Feige said he wanted to introduce BP in 2010, but Perlmutter held him back. Yes, this is also true. Ike Perlmutter was basically not feeling the whole idea. He was holding on to the whole idea of black characters or black stories. Black people just don't sell. Those movies don't sell. So yes, this is true. And Feige was pushing on that, and I believe even Bob Iger was also trying to help out in you know, refuting that and making sure that that was not the case. And he ended up going ahead and you know, Bob Iger, Feige, Nate Moore, they put two and two together. They got to work. They made it happen. And hey, here we are. You know, so we got Black Panther. And again, this is one of the reasons why I am very appreciative of it at the very least. I like the fact that they actually got us Black Panther because we wouldn't be here talking about it if they didn't, you know. Now again, might have some reservations about some other decisions and stuff that they have made, but either way, thankfully we got it and I am here for that. All right, so what else do we have? Low key, thank you so much. By the way, low key, thank you for the cash app that you sent the other day. I really appreciated that. Thank you. And for this contribution right here. I'm excited. I thought it would go this way. Pressure makes diamonds. Sure. Listen, I told y'all, man, like when y'all go ahead and make your voices heard, Marvel listens. Let me tell you something. I told you, Marvel heard about this at least around May of 2010, 21. They always knew. Now, of course, the movement wasn't as big because at that time we only had like maybe 10,000 signatures or whatever. So it was kind of like, okay, we hear you. All right, whatever. But the fact that we just kept going and stayed persistent, and it was like, dang, okay, we thought it was only on the petition, but now when we go on interviews, they're asking us, oh man, now we on this at this press conference, and now they're asking us, man, I thought we got away from it, and we were at this national journalist something, and they're asking us about it. Because we put pressure on everybody else, that pressure came right back full circle and hit Marvel, and they couldn't escape it. And it's still gonna be there. It's still gonna be there, even when the movie comes out. But you know, until T'Challa's on screen, I don't know what else to tell you. Dion, Recast T'Challa had Kevin, Nate, and Ryan fight. I don't think they was fighting. I think that they were, I think if anything, they were considerate. They still wanted to tell their story, and we'll judge them on that. But they were all on the same page. According to Kevin Feige, he passed the buck over to Nate Moore. Nate Moore, according to him, went straight to Ryan Coogler, and they made the decision in minutes. Yeah, matter of fact, let's just play that since we're here.
We couldn't do it. I mean, I will say when Chad passed, it was a real conversation we had with Coogler about what do we do, and it was a fast conversation. It wasn't weeks; it was minutes of we have to figure out how to move this franchise on without that character, because I think we all feel so much of T'Challa in the MCU on the screen, not in comics, right? Is tied to Chadwick's performance. Is what he brought to that role, both on and off screen, I would argue. So as hard as it is narratively to figure out what to do, because it's a big hole, at no point did we consider recasting him.
Yep. So there you have it. And it's one of the reasons why, I have my issues with how and when they came to their decision. The fact that it took minutes makes me very uncomfortable, but it's also why I understand they're human. Personally, I would never make any huge major decision in the midst of grieving that, but again, humans are gonna human. Jermaine, thank you so much for that comment. I don't know what happened to it, but I'll see if I can find. Oh, thank you. There we go. Thanks for sharing that email. Oh, there you go. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for supporting the channel. I really appreciate you. Let's see. Chief, what you got? I'm gonna say it now. You did it, bro. Oh, hold on now. Goalposts will be moved and our victories will be quiet, but we know same energy with T'Challa, though. Recast T'Challa. This is my hill. Hey, man, listen. I didn't do nothing. We did it. I could post whatever online. If y'all don't come through and support, ain't nothing gonna happen. So listen, the fact that the goalpost is moved, the fact that the conversation has evolved, the fact that let's not pretend that this happened just cause. And here's the thing, I guarantee you gonna have certain people online, certain influencers, the people I'm talking about, the non-good faith actors, the bad actors out there, the ones that just want to be trolls and stuff when it comes to recast T'Challa. You know who I'm talking about. You gonna see them act like this movement didn't do nothing. Now good and well. Hold on, we ain't even got to talk about that. Whenever you see one of these people out here that are anti-recast, and that's their right, that is their right if they don't want to recast. But when y'all see them out there trying to act like the recast T'Challa movement didn't do nothing and get this needle moved, you just go ahead and give them one of these.
Why the f you lying? Why you always lying?
And that's all you got to say. Move on, because they know the truth. They know the truth. They just playing. They playing because it's hard. It is so hard for people, especially in the social media era, to sit here and just be humble and to admit when they're wrong, to change their mind, because my goodness, God forbid you change your mind because you were wrong. God forbid maybe your bias is challenged and you have to act a different way or think differently. It's so hard for some people because, hey, we got to get our likes. We got to get our attention. We got to get off by putting other people and movements down. Such a weird flex. So weird. But anyway, yes, come on now. Go ahead and pat yourselves on the back because y'all did this, not me. Low key, you are very open to different opinions. This is facts. I mean, some of y'all like Morbius and Venom. But we all friends anyway. Remember, I was not open to a recast, but you helped me understand to see it from another point of view. Oh my gosh, that right there is so fantastic. Low-key, I love the fact that you were open-minded, at least to hear us out, to hear me out. Because honestly, that's all I ask people to do. Like, if anyone does not agree, I'm okay with that. No one is trying to force people to see things one way or the other. Listen, It is very okay to have a different opinion. Just be open to it. Listen to the other side. Take the information. If you don't agree, that's fine. Go somewhere else then. That's fine. But like, you know, the people that just like don't want to listen, don't want to, and they just like the people that just want to argue just to argue. The people that just listen just to argue, the ones that want to be just combative and stuff. It's like, come on now. Like now you just sound foolish. Like, what are you doing? But anyway, thank you, Loki. I am so I love that. That warms my heart that's even your testimony. So thank you so much for that. What we got? My man, just my opinion reviews. First, y'all make sure y'all go to my favorite channel list and y'all go subscribe to my brother right here. Fantastic content, constantly out there, putting it out there. Y'all make sure to go subscribe to Brandon right there. What do you got to say? Proud of you, bro. Your hard work paid off. Work, recast TChalla, say TChalla, recast Bob Chapek, and please recast Iron Fist and or rules. All right, that's your little thing. I'll give you that one. But yes, we got to get rid of Iron Fist. We got to get a new one, man. But thank you, brother. I really appreciate the contribution, man. For real. Thank you so much, man. All right, what we got? Sim, what you got? Happy belated birthday. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I still feel. Listen, I'm still eating the wonderful cupcakes that my wife made. She listen. There's only one thing. I don't need a lot for my birthday. All I want after, the little hugs and kisses from the babies and the little cards and stuff. After that, the only thing I want is a little yellow cake with some chocolate frosting. Put it in a little cupcake. When I tell you that's it, I am king simple. Just that little yellow cake. Now, don't be getting the nasty cake. I don't need no store-bought cake. I like the homemade cake. Get the Betty Crocker, the super moist. Yes, I'm being specific, but get the super moist yellow cake. And then you get the milk chocolate. Don't get no fancy sprinkles and all. You get the milk chocolate and put it on the cupcake. And back to being a 12-year-old again. Oh, don't care how old I am. I don't care if I even get the sugars. I'm going to have my little chocolate cake with the yellow. Oh, I'm going to have it. But thank you for that. Appreciate you. Sorry, I'm gonna have a cupcake after this because I'm fat. Anywho, what else do we have? Okay, so with all of that said, I think that this is the point where I told y'all we're going to have a difficult conversation. And this is, as you can see down here, we're doing potential spoiler alert. I made a video about this a while ago, and there was news about potential leaks, and one of the potential leaks was about Black Panther, right? Black Panther 2. Now, let me just say ahead of time that potential leaks are not always something we need to take at full face value. Okay. Potential leaks are really not that much. Let me get this up here first, because I've told y'all that we were going to have to talk about a potential uncomfortable compromise. And it's something that I've had to specifically think about myself. And as someone who tries to be as unbiased as possible, even though I recognize my biases, I tell y'all when I'm biased about something, right? But one thing that I've done as a critic, as someone trying to be more professional as a critic, is I've tried to be challenging to myself. Because if I can't challenge myself, how am I going to be challenged by others, right? So I need to be my own worst critic. And when I say that, I'm talking about even the ideas or the things that I like or the things that I want. I have to also challenge that. And one of the reasons why I do that is because I think, for me anyway, it helps me not get to the point of arrogance, right? Like, it helps me realize that, like, I can't just be sniffing myself and feeling myself thinking that, I can never be wrong or that other perspectives don't exist. So one thing I've done, even if you've watched any of my movie reviews. I've specifically crafted my movie reviews in a specific structure to tell you the good, the bad, and the reason. The reason why I do that is because the good forces me, whether I like the movie or not, to find something good about the movie. The bad forces me, whether I like it or not, to find something bad about the film. And the reason forces me to justify wherever I fall. So no matter how I feel about something, I've got to challenge myself and justify my position. Now, with that said, obviously, I'm pro Recast TChalla all day. And again, if you are here just from the algorithm, please go check out the petition at change.org/Recast TChalla. Now, one of the leaks that came out, and again, this is your last spoiler alert. So again, I don't know if this is going to happen or not. I'm not saying it's going to happen or not. Black Widows, leave me alone. I want to point out the fact that let's not forget in Doctor Strange 2, every insider and they mama confirmed and swore up and down that Tom Cruise was going to show up in Doctor Strange 2 as Iron Man. Let's not forget, we had leaks, we had images, we had all this stuff confirming that is what's going to happen. And what happened at the end of Doctor Strange? We ain't see a lick of Iron Man. Nothing happened. It was leaked. It was confirmed by all these sources, etc., etc. Didn't happen. By the way, I will say I did have a source that did confirm that other people have seen it and things were shot. But Marvel, as I've told you all many, many times, Marvel does whatever they want. And you know what that includes? It includes taking things out of films and putting things in at the very last minute. So they've also, by the way, and I've told y'all this too, Marvel, and this is documented too, Marvel will also react to things that are rumored or leaked. We just saw Marvel reacted to Recast TChalla, and now they're changing the goalposts. They're shifting their conversation in regards to the idea or the movement to Recast TChalla, right? Okay, so Marvel is very flexible. That's my point. Marvel, they'll be like, ooh, people going there. All right, let's pivot somewhere else. Ooh, people are saying that. All right, we're not going to do that. Let's also not forget, was it not heavily confirmed and rumored that Fantastic Four was going to be announced at D23? And what happened? Marvel played us to the left. And if you listen to Kevin Feige and how he spoke, he was like, that's it. Nope, there's no other news. Because he knew that's what we were expecting. Marvel listens. So I say all of that. And again, this is the final warning that when I say the leak that happens or that was reported or whatever, it might not come true. But I wanted to explore whether this would happen or not. So here's the leak. So one of the leaks that came out was that at the end of Black Panther 2, some way, somehow, we don't really know exactly how, where, why, or whatever, that T'Challa is actually going to have a mysterious son. Some kid out of nowhere. Supposedly, this kid would be by Nakia. So no, it's not gonna be Storm, as some people think. It's not gonna be that, but it would be a child with Nakia. Supposedly, this kid is hidden away somewhere. I don't know. Whoever, somebody finds a kid or whatever. And if this pans out to be true, this would be the way T'Challa's legacy would be continued, supposedly. Now, I don't know. Some people are saying that this could be a T'Challa Jr. Let's just go with that right now, because I know some people are like, oh, but T'Challa had kids and it was Azuri. Yeah, that was with Storm. That was Storm ain't coming up right now. Right now, it's probably, if this is true, T'Challa Jr. and that's going to be the legacy. You've heard the interviews, by the way, where they say, oh, we hope this will honor Chad's legacy or continue his legacy. Maybe this is what is being referenced, as in this mystery kid is going to be it. All right. So the reason why I call this the uncomfortable compromise is because I wanted to address the pros and the cons of whether this ends up being true. If we do get a T'Challa Jr., is that a good thing or is it a bad thing? And I'm going to say it depends. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys, let's first go through the cons first, because I think a lot of people like negativity because that's just how drama filled and thirsty we can be as a society. So I want to go through the cons first. And as I go through the cons, I just kind of want you to understand that I'm just saying, if you think this idea is a great idea, I want you to think about this. Again, I'm giving you guys the same way I think about stuff when I'm watching a movie, the good, the bad, the reason. Okay. So right now we're going to go through the cons, the bad, and then I'm going to go through the good. So here are the cons. The first thing that comes to my mind is, how long do we have to wait for this kid to grow up if they're born, right? If this is the case. Because if you think about it, if T'Challa does, do something with Nakia, I think there's like only a certain amount of time that we can make this work. We know that Nakia and T'Challa dated before Black Panther, the first movie, which means that initial movie kind of sort of took place in 2016 because it took place right after Civil War. So 2016, maybe a year or two before that, so let's just say 2014, somewhere in there, maybe T'Challa might have dated Nakia, something like that, right? But according to what was going on at the time, Nakia, remember, before Black Panther started, Nakia was a war dog. She was a spy. She was out there in the world doing war dog stuff. So while T'Challa was learning how to be king and running around as the Black Panther, she was out there in the world doing her little, espionage stuff. I highly doubt she would have a child while she's out there risking her life as a war dog. Okay. So let's just say, for whatever reason, Nakia is irresponsible and she didn't want to tell T'Challa about this baby or whatever. So she's like, man, we'll get that to the nanny. Let me go do my war dog stuff in the meantime. So let's say this kid was born in, I don't know, 2014 or 2016, something like that. At most, this kid would be potentially 11 years old in 2025. That's when supposedly Black Panther 2 is going to take place after the blip. So if it takes place during that time and the kid was born in 2014 or whatever, and they're only like 11 years old, give or take, that doesn't really help very much, right? Because the kid at Black Panther 2 is going to be pretty young. But let's just say, I don't know, after the blip, when T'Challa comes back, because keep in mind, when Hulk brought everyone back, T'Challa returned. We saw him chilling with his family. More than likely, listen, when you gone for 5 years, you gonna want to see your boo thing, right? So, hey, maybe he goes up and meets Nakia like he fresh out of prison or whatever, and maybe that's when they got to knocking the boots. If that's the case, the kid potentially will be, I don't know, 5, 7 years old, maybe, give or take. I say this because when you think about the age of the kid, it's then going to make us wonder, how long do we have to wait for this child to grow up? How long before this child can step into his father's legacy before they become Black Panther or whatever? I mean, do we have to wait till he's 16, 18, 21? Who knows? And part of the reason why I say that it's kind of problematic is because think about Marvel. Marvel goes along real time, right? Like 5 years after Endgame is when this is all picking up, right? They go by real time. So my question now is like, man, what about the little kids that looked up to T'Challa that potentially are going to lose T'Challa in Black Panther 2, and now they have this child? How long do they have to wait for that child to grow up to fulfill the role for them? Then I also think about the older generation. What about the brothers, the sisters who are 60, 70 years old, etc., that waited 50 years to see the fictional character of T'Challa get on screen? You gonna make them wait another decade or whatever until this little kid potentially grows up before they can fulfill the stories and all that? That to me is a little bogus, especially when we're talking about fictional characters, and we're talking about the fact that, like, yo, we got time travel and all this stuff. I don't know. Maybe they use some magic to grow them up. I don't know. But all I'm saying is, if they go by the normal timeline, that's kind of a problem. The second issue I have, the second con, is potentially killing T'Challa again and giving him some secret kid only perpetuates the whole idea, the stereotype of the black fatherless kid. And that to me is very antithetical to what the Black Panther franchise was created for and what it tries to perpetuate. What it was created for was to be an anti-stereotype for black people. So, the idea that, like, we already talk about how the lack of black fathers in general, but specifically black fathers, is problematic. It's not okay. Let's also not forget the fact that the black fathers have been just continuously killed off. T'Chaka killed Killmonger's daddy, and then Bucky killed T'Challa's daddy, and then now we gonna kill T'Challa. Like, yo, can we just have a black father? Can we just have a black father? Like, can they just stay alive on screen? Can we see the interactions with the sons and stuff, like, while they're alive? Can any of that would be great. Because when we sit here and talk about, when a lot of the comic fans revel in the black love between Storm and T'Challa and having Azuri and having the kids and all that, it's because we don't have enough positive black representation of a strong family unit. We don't have enough for depictions to be shown of those being broken. We have enough of that from history, maybe real life. It'd be nice to have fantasy where we actually have, I don't know, like Fantastic Four. You notice how Fantastic Four, we're not dealing with them being divorced and all this stuff, and it's the family unit that's together. Why can't we have that with T'Challa and whoever? Why can't we have that in Wakanda? So that's all I'm saying, is that I don't really like the idea of perpetuating the black fatherless child's, like, trope, because that's not, we have an opportunity to do more and show more. And I think the biggest con that I don't think a lot of people are thinking about is, if you kill off T'Challa potentially and you give T'Challa Jr. like the next step up or whatever, what does that mean for Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa? Does it make his character a stopgap? Does it mean that, like, okay, we were telling the story of T'Challa, Chadwick passed away, terrible, pause, jump on over to T'Challa Jr. and continue, and that's great if you continue, but what does that mean for Chadwick's T'Challa? What does that mean for his character if you stop telling his story? Because if you think about it, from Civil War, Chadwick's version of T'Challa learned not to let vengeance consume him. Okay, that's a good personal battle. After all the strife with Killmonger and everything, he learned, by listening to black women, I'm gonna open up Wakanda. Okay, cool. He did a science division, put Shuri in charge, and the outreach program, put Nakia in charge of that. Did an international outreach thing. Great. He is helping people the way that Wakanda should have been doing. Cool. He did help with the fight against Thanos. I mean, Wakanda helped, but that's part of Chadwick's T'Challa's legacy. That's cool. He got Kappa Shield. Like, that's great, But my problem is the fact that when you stop his story prematurely, and I understand real life got in the way, but I also understand that this is fiction and you can make up whatever you want. The reality of the situation is Chadwick's T'Challa has only been king for maybe 2, maybe 3 years, but he's been dusted for like 5. And the fact that you have him dead longer than he's been king, I don't think is a good way to honor that character, in my opinion. I don't think having the predominant theme with this character is to constantly use death. I don't think that's like a positive thing. I don't think that, because let's not forget, in the first Black Panther movie, he almost went over the river, the waterfall, and everybody thought he was dead. He kind of was. He was in that comatose state. He comes back. Okay, fine. Infinity War, he dies. And now potentially we're going to kill him again. Why does death have to be his whole thing? That's the legacy of his character. So again, this is the apprehension that I have if we're just going to say, okay, we're going to stop Chadwick's version. We got a son. It's all good now. I'm still looking at like, damn, that's how we going to leave Chadwick's version? Like that? That is the cons of all of it. And I think for a lot of people that are pro recast and all of that, I think a lot of you have also shared in a lot of these cons or these concerns, I should say. So that's one side of it. This was one of the main reasons, even when I heard the potential leak, it made me just so infuriated because I was like, what are you doing? But as I said before, I had to challenge myself. And by challenging myself, I had to sit here and think, what are the good positives here, potentially? Or in other words, what I had to ask myself was, what would make a T'Challa Jr. story work for me? And obviously, we can't have the best case scenario because best case scenario is you can have a T'Challa Jr. as long as you still got T'Challa. You know what I'm saying? Like that would have been best case scenario. But I'm trying to think of like what would be something I can live with, right? I don't have to like it, but I can live with it. There's a difference. So I want to talk about the pros. One of the pros of having a T'Challa Jr. would be to pass on T'Challa's stories. To have T'Challa Jr. go through all the things that we love about T'Challa in the comics passed on to the son. Because what I want you to think about is, if we're calling him T'Challa Jr., again, I'm using this, I don't know if that's his official name, but if we're calling him T'Challa Jr., it's kind of sort of a play similar to what happened in Batman v Superman. Ugh. With Lex Luthor played by Jesse Eisenberg. Technically, he was Alexander Luthor, Lex for short. So he wasn't the normal Lex Luthor that we knew of, but he was a different version. He was his son. So I'm thinking if they go the T'Challa route, the name T'Challa is what he's going to be called. He's going to be T'Challa. It's T'Challa. It's T'Challa. Nobody's going to call him Junior. It's T'Challa. So that might work when we hear it and when we see it. Maybe. But if you give him his stories, I think that is going to be something interesting. And again, I told you, this is about challenging yourself. I mean, I'm challenging myself with all this. But one thing that I was thinking about was like, if you sat here and showed me a young T'Challa running around in Wakanda, no, he doesn't have his dad around. Yes, that would suck. But you know what? If you showed me young T'Challa ran in to a young Aurora just Monroe, if he ran into a young Storm his same age and butterflies were amiss, you know what? You know what? If you give me T'Challa Jr. and he meets a young Storm, is this not what we kind of sort of asked for? Is this not what we wanted when we say we wanted Black love represented on screen? If you give me a T'Challa Jr. and he still ends up having beef with Namor and maybe even Doctor Doom, we know Namor lives for a long time, so he gonna be around. You know Doom don't quit. He gonna be around. If Doom were to destroy Wakanda, kill Shuri, I'm not advocating that, but I'm just saying, like, if he just did something terrible and really made T'Challa Jr. like hate him and go after him, or if Namor did that or whatever, we do want T'Challa, Namor, Doom beef. We do want that. And here's the other kicker. Here's the other kicker. This is going to be tough and it's going to be difficult. But at the same time, like I said, I want to challenge even my own thinking. If you gave me a T'Challa Jr. that could still communicate with his father, T'Challa, as a Panther, because we're not going to do the CGI thing, but if he could still talk to his father, T'Challa, on the ancestral plane, I think that would reinforce the theme of death not being the end. And I think that would help reinforce the fact that T'Challa from Chadwick's version has never left and he's always around. And I'm going to give something else for the comic book fans too. If we also get T'Challa Jr. to showcase his brilliance as one of the smartest people in the world, maybe taught by his aunt, Shuri, and if we can get a T'Challa Jr. that can throw them hands like no other, I'm sorry, throw them paws like no other, and I'm talking about like vicious hand-to-hand combat style that we know was lacking before. Is that really going to be a problem? I mentioned earlier that one of the points of the petition was to not have an immediate recast. That's what I mentioned in the petition. But one other thing that I thought about in the petition was the very last tenet as well. And it was the most important tenet of them all. And that tenet was Recast T'Challa is asking for the portrayal of T'Challa to be allowed to continue in the MCU. If you give us a T'Challa Jr. and we call him T'Challa and he marries or falls in love with Storm and he got the beef with Namor and Doom, he got them hands, he's one of the smartest people in the world, he still has an ancestral spiritual connection with his father, Chadwick, the version in the ancestral plane as a Panther, not saying deep fake or nothing. I feel like that's a win for Recast T'Challa. And I feel like it's a win for the people that didn't want T'Challa recast. Because no one can replace Chadwick Boseman. I think we all agree about that. And some people don't want to see another T'Challa for whatever reason. I don't know. But if you give me a T'Challa Jr. that fulfills everything we've desired from T'Challa and more, It's not going to be perfect, but it will be an uncomfortable compromise. And I think I could live with that. I won't like it if it's true, but I think I could live with that. And I'm just going to put this out there just so you guys can marinate on it. You don't have to agree with none of it. You don't have to like none of it. Maybe you do like it. I don't know. But I think it's worth exploring and thinking about if they go that route. Because for me, I had to force myself and think, if y'all give this to us, this is what I hope you would do with it. If you're going to give us lemons, I hope this is the type of lemonade that you make with it. Anyway, that is my thoughts on, like I said, the uncomfortable compromise. Obviously, the nature of compromise means everybody's not going to get what they want. No one's going to win truly. Everyone's going to lose a little. But at the end of the day, I think the bigger question is, what's your hill? And I respect everybody's hill. If you still don't want TChalla recast, that's fine. I respect that. If you still are like, man, forget that compromise, I want my TChalla 616 back, I respect that too. I'm fine with it. But I am going to be beholden to everything I've said in the petition, which is I just want the portrayal of TChalla to continue, because for me, I want that lead role to continue because that's a huge thing for representation. I want kids to still have TChalla. Let's be honest, a 10, 12-year-old kid or whoever's watching, they're not going to care if it's Junior or not. Yes, us comic fans, us diehard fans are going to be mad because it's not exactly like the comic. I hear you. I agree with you. It's definitely somewhat uncomfortable. But at the end of the day, we're still getting Black representation. The kids are still hopefully getting a role model. And again, that's if, and I say this really emphatically, huge if this is the route they even take. So anyway, that's my thoughts about that. I hope that maybe this opens up some eyes about it. Maybe it challenges some thinking. Maybe it changes some mind. If not, okay, whatever. I put it out there. So anyway, y'all let me know, what do you think about the uncomfortable compromise potentially for recast TChalla if it comes via a TChalla Jr.? All right. Woo! I got comments. Sorry about that, y'all. That was a very impromptu thing, but I was gonna make that a separate video anyway, but I'm just gonna chop that up and have my editor make that, because I think that right there is definitely something some people at least can talk about. Like I said, y'all don't have to agree with it. Maybe some people do like it. Maybe some people can sleep at night with it. I don't know. But I just hope that, people are flexible. That's all. I think being flexible is definitely a positive thing, because at the end of the day, we're not always going to get what we want, and other people are not always going to get what they want. So I do think that there's some value in being able to experience more things, because here's the other thing. You don't want to shut yourself off to possibilities. Because I was sitting here thinking to myself, like, man, if I see a TChalla Jr. out there and he like whooping everybody's tail and he's outsmarting everybody, I think I'm gonna be out there cheering for the young brother. Like, I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, like, man, I think I'm actually gonna be having a good time with it. Maybe, might not like it, but I might. I don't know. All depends on the execution, But anyway, I wanted to throw that out there. All right, let me grab some comments here, because I know I've kept y'all a lot later than anticipated. All right. That Brooke said that's Rhodey's baby. It might. No, don't do that. Don't do that. That's not Rhodey's baby. That is not Rhodey's baby. That is little T'Challa Jr. I mean, that was, for those of y'all that don't know, that was actually the little kid that played T'Challa in the deleted scene, for whatever reason that they didn't want to show. But I thought that that'd be really, really dope. That if they could at least get him with like a little kid Storm. Like I know I would be happy. If I saw just Storm and T'Challa, I'd be like, okay. All right. I don't like it, but okay, Anyway, I don't know. I'm very curious to see how y'all feel. I have no idea. Oh my God. Roman, my goodness. Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you for this very, very generous contribution. My goodness. Let's see. The MCU's problem main with T'Challa being killed off in their universe to me. If Shuri is named ruler of Wakanda, someone can challenge her like M'Baku did T'Challa. Who can she beat one-on-one? Buck 05. No heart-shaped herb. Okay, so couple things. First of all, thank you for that very, very much. If you have, let me see, hold on a second. Hold on. There it is. All right. Y'all some behind the scenes action now. If you have read the Wakanda Files, which, yes, as a nerd, I do have, there is a section in the Wakanda Files, which is canon for the MCU. It's basically filler, background information. It does give you a very nice clue of what was going on in between times. And one thing that was happening was Shuri was studying and researching the heart-shaped herb, right? Now, what does that mean? That means that it is possible that one way or another, she can probably find a way to replicate the heart-shaped herb. Let's not forget, there were only 2 people left that had the heart-shaped herb. One was Killmonger, had it in his body. By the way, Killmonger's dead, and he's going to stay dead. He's not coming back alive. And the other one was T'Challa. So, who knows, after Endgame, because T'Challa came back, Shuri was like, yo, we ain't got no more heart-shaped herb. Yo, T'Challa, let me get some of your blood and let me start testing stuff and I can recreate it. So all I'm saying is you can get another heart-shaped herb potentially because she was studying it according to the Wakanda Files. You got still remnants of it. Keep in mind, this is obvious. This is actually no different than what they were doing with Steve Rogers, Captain America. They took a lot of his blood because they wanted to replicate the super soldier serum, and they did, as we saw in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So I would highly doubt it would be that hard to find replicate or recreate the heart-shaped herb because you do have blood samples around. Now, as for naming her ruler of Wakanda and someone challenging her, I don't know. Like, clearly if you rule and here's the thing. The challenge is always optional. Just because it's challenge day does not mean someone actually should or will challenge her. It is possible that Shuri does something so heroic or so great that everyone respects her and they're like, you know what? I'm not going to challenge her. Yes, I get it. She's a buck 05. I get that. But I'm just saying there are ways around that. Second thing, let's also realize that the mantle of Black Panther does not mean that you also are the ruler of Wakanda. Yes, it kind of started that way, but it has not always been that way. Let's keep in mind, and I hate the fact that they deleted this. This was a deleted scene from Black Panther where T'Challa was talking to Zuri, and he was talking about how his father was the ruler and he was the Black Panther. And the whole point is, I mean, we kind of insinuated that. We saw that it was insinuated already, that clearly T'Chaka, as the ruler of Wakanda, was not the Black Panther, and it was T'Challa at the time. But you can have two separate people. So Shuri could be the Black Panther, and someone else could be the ruler of Wakanda. Her mama, Queen Ramonda, she could be the ruler of Wakanda, and Shuri could be the Black Panther. They don't always have to be the same, one and the same. But anyway, thank you so much for that very, very generous contribution. Really appreciate it. Hope I answered your question for that. Let's see, Trigger Man, little Billy in the year 2500 will still know who Peter Parker is. Shame on Coogler. John Boyega's performance in A Woman King screams recast T'Challa. I would love John Boyega if he were to come and be an older T'Challa or a new T'Challa, a variant, whatever. I'd take it. You know, I'm not going to. I'm going to watch the movie first before I put more blame on Coogler. Like I said, I don't agree with the idea of not recasting, but I'm not going to attack him. I will critique him when I see the movie because I want to see how they handle this. I think that, like I said in the petition, I think one thing that they really should not do is take the real life trauma that happened with Chadwick and force it onto T'Challa. I think that would be in poor taste. I don't care about the intention. If you make T'Challa die of cancer or something, I think that's kind of messed up. Like, why are we doubling down on that like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think so. Again, I'm trying to reserve judgment on what he does in his work because I believe Ryan Coogler is super talented as a filmmaker, but I'm going to reserve judgment on what he actually does until we actually see the film because, as I said before, Marvel always changes things. They always tweak things all the way to the last minute. So the one thing I'm not gonna, this is almost like us getting upset that, oh man, how could y'all put Tom Cruise in Doctor Strange 2? Yeah, it's rumored. Yeah, it's heavily sourced and stuff like that. But when the movie came out, you didn't see Tom Cruise as Iron Man in Doctor Strange 2. So all I'm saying is I'm gonna wait for the movie first, and then I have something to talk about. Maybe, maybe not. But you're absolutely right. Everybody's gonna know who Peter Parker is. Like, there ain't no way you gonna have Marvel and not have Peter Parker. You already have multiple Spider-Man. What y'all think? They're gonna lead with Miles? They're gonna leave Miles in animation. And if they bring him into live action, they probably gonna make him a side character. But get rid of Peter Parker for okay. I would love to see the day. I would love to see the day. I want to see the guts. I want to see the guts. Get rid of him. Y'all already got rid of Steve Rogers. Go ahead and get rid of Peter Parker. Get rid of him. Bring on Miles. Ooh, I love. People gonna be mad. Wait. Dion, what you got? T'Challa Jr. and Storm. That would be fire. I can't lie. Listen, I'm just saying. Like, if this is what you're gonna give us, I'm just saying, make it work. Make it work. I'm not saying it's perfect at all, but maybe. Roman back at it. My goodness. Thank you so much. T'Challa Jr. sees his grandmother killed by the actions of Doom or Namor. Oh boy. Sure. Whatever it is that fuels that little kid, that makes him have that real intense, violent, revenge. Ooh, the stuff that makes T'Challa in the comics nothing to mess with. You put that on T'Challa Jr., we might be able to talk. We might. It's going to take some time. You're going to have to really convince me, but I'm open to seeing where that goes. I'll say that. I'm open. All right. I think, what? We got some more. Trigger Man. I would take a multiverse T'Challa over Junior. Me too. I'd be totally fine with that. If you want to give me a T'Challa from another universe where his world was destroyed by Namor and he comes here and he still got that on-site beef rival, I'm fine with that. Yes. But like I said, I'm keeping myself open and I want to see what happens first. So I'm there. Chief, cupcakes hitting, bro. Get some sleep. I'll ponder. I know. Yes, I am gonna get that cupcake. But thank you for that, Chief. I appreciate you. J Dot, what you got? I think the problem with that compromise is what happens if the actor dies too. Do we deal new mental gymnastics? Fantastic question. Fantastic question. I don't know. That is a good question. I hope we don't end up having to deal with it. Like I don't want to. But my goodness, you know, hold on. I think we got some breaking news here. Hold on. Dang, hold on. Shout out to Just My Opinion Reviews for that. I'm gonna get to that. Thank you for that. But yes, just for your question, J Dot. Yeah, I hope we don't have to go through this again. Like, I hope that people transition away from roles and we get very okay with recasting where it is not a problem moving forward. But thank you so much for that comment. Looks like we got some breaking news here. Hold on, wait a minute. Dang, I thought we was done. Hold on. Well, this is the news show. Sorry for the people that left early. But looks like we have a Blade update, and this is breaking news. Looks like Blade has lost its director, Bassem Tariq. Yikes. That sucks. Let's see, who will no longer direct. Okay. Blade has a release date of November 3rd, 2023. That's close. That is very close. That is a little over a year, and they usually need about 6 months, give or take. Wow. Okay. They was gearing up to begin shooting in November in Atlanta. It is unclear how his departure will impact the production start of the vampire action thriller, which has Mahershala Ali and Delroy Lindo. Oh man, that is so sad. He said here, due to continued shifts in our production schedule, Bassam will no longer moving forward as director of Blade, but will remain as an executive producer on the film. We appreciate his talent and all the work he's done getting Blade to where it is. Okay. Yeah, he thanked the cast, crew. Ooh, man, that is messed up. Yeah, well, I guess that's it. I will say it's a little messed up that this is happening this late into the production. I don't like it. It's not cool. I don't like that at all. But I hope that they find somebody. I hope that it's not gonna be rushed. I hope they can find somebody that can like jump right in and knock it out the park. Man, this sucks because I'm really looking forward to Blade. I just don't want it to be my concern is I don't want it to be a rushed production. I don't want it to be like, oh, we got to find somebody and somebody else comes in and they just gonna be, babysitting the project. I want somebody to come in that cares about Blade, that knows Blade, that man, okay, that sucks. That sucks. I don't like it. But y'all let me know. And tell me how you feel about Blade losing its director. Do you think this is a bad sign? Do you think this is something they can't recover from? Who would you like to see? What director would you like to see come in and direct Blade? I don't know who off the top of my head, but I listen, I want a black director to come in. I need somebody that can do action. I'm thinking F. Gary Gray, just off the top of my head, for whatever reason. I don't know. I think that'd be interesting. I don't know. I don't know if there's anybody else I could think of right now, but y'all let me know what you think. All right. I got one other Black Lightning. Thank you so much. I'm gonna see if I can find your comment, but thank you for the contribution. I really appreciate you. Let's see. Y'all better believe I am gonna go through all these comments because I definitely want to listen. I want to read a lot of things that y'all have to say. I know y'all got some great thoughts and opinions about these things that we've been talking about here. Let's see. Fuqua. Yeah, Fuqua could do. Oh, I like Fuqua. Yeah, Antoine Fuqua would be a good one. Okay. Good stuff. And no to Tyler Perry. All right, well, guys, that is it. It is way past my bedtime. I gotta go to sleep. I gotta go to work tomorrow. I don't know how this. Yep. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, we just made 3 hours. I did not anticipate this little news to be 3 hours. But y'all know how we get when it's Recast TChalla time. You know what it is. Anyway, y'all, I appreciate y'all. I think this might be all we need for news in the week. If something else stupid crazy happens, obviously we'll jump on it and have an emergency meeting. It is cupcake time. About to have my birthday cupcakes. Oh yes, fat boy. All right, y'all. Y'all be good. Y'all have a wonderful week again. God, we gonna talk on Thursday. So you know the routine. Wash your hands, wash your butts. I will see y'all later. Peace. Hold on, wait a minute. You thought we was finished? No, wait a minute. There was no way I was gonna end this show without going out like this first. Let's go. See you.
Say T'Challa, we need a recast. Chat would agree, and I truly believe that. Stories untold, I pray that we get to unfold. Don't kill him, we don't need to see that. A black man is king, I think that is crucial. If not for the grown-ups, the kids should move you. Representation, let it multiply. Stop telling the stories, how legacies die. We can explore the world of Wakanda by addition and not replacement. 1.3 billion, how is that? And I'm making a statement. Being pigeonholed to a role like there could be only one is deflating. Man, it's a mindset that ain't died yet, cause the lack of seeing our faces. Sure, we can be the queen of the nation. Women should feast, we want elevation. Now wouldn't it be dope if they rose up together without doing something as cold as erasing them? We got respect for Ryan and Nate. They doing their best, they stuck in the middle, but I hope they think about what is at stake. Don't rush it, but please let the saga continue. Doubling down on Black Death is a trope we no longer want to handle. Wakanda forever, T'Challa forever. It's never been about the man, so what is we saying? This ain't about fandom and getting my way. It's all for the love, it's not for the hate. No matter what people are trying to say, we cast T'Challa. We cast T'Challa.